Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Good afternoon, St. Louis. DGS 1041 FM KMOX. Happy Thursday. Now it's Thursday, Vic. Okay. Now it's Thursday. Thank God it's Thursday. I'm in a weird mood, man. Yesterday, I thought was one of the best shows we've done in 10 years. And you guys may disagree, but after 6,000 shows, I have a pretty good feel for this, at least my show. And I thought the show was really, really good. Like, we had a ton of guests. All of them were great. We had fun. We talked about real stuff. I went home feeling great. And I woke up this morning, and as soon as my feet hit the floor, I knew. You know what I mean? You ever, like, just know? And I had a hoodie sitting next to my bed. I put it on. I put it on backwards. The hood was over my face. It's like, you gotta be kidding me.
How do you know anything when you first wake up? I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Like, I need 20 minutes before my brain even registers that I'm awake.
Nick says you told me to F off yesterday, but you crushed it. Thank you, Nick. I'm okay. Like, I probably could have done a morning show. I don't wake up skipping and Mr. Happy, but I can function. Like, I can get up and do my stuff. But today was just slow, and I was feeling slow, and I wasn't feeling great, and Wheels made me feel better.
I did?
Yes, just now.
What do you know?
I've just been sort of like, complaining to Rach and poor me. And I was just like, right before the show, I was going to get some more ice for my Red Bull. And I see Wheels, and he does the devil's
metal horns.
And he's like,
let's
go. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. What the hell?
Yeah.
Screw it. Let's go.
The DGS motto, might as well go.
Might as well go.
Suppose we ought to go.
I guess that's a fair modification of let's go.
So we're going. We're going. I was thinking about some just a few minutes ago. This thought occurred to me. How social media. We live in a day and age where we seem to know less what's true and what's not than ever. Would you guys agree with that?
I don't know about less than ever, but less compared to recently.
Yeah, I mean, not like the Dark Ages, but just like, well, maybe even then. I mean, in the Dark Ages, you probably kind of knew what was what. People probably weren't trying to fool you every day.
Yeah, but if it happened a county over, you wouldn't know it.
For sure. No, I mean like in your little shire.
Yeah, I get you.
Like, look, that's a cow.
Yeah,
and there's no one going like, that's a pig.
Yeah, that's actually just a giant pig.
And so on Drudge today, and I know Drudge isn't like the end-all be-all, but I figured like if it makes Drudge, at least has, it's been in some sort of a publication. And it was the pyramids are 20,000 to 40,000 years old. Not 3,000, 4,000 years old like we think. And then I saw another one where it was, did Helen Keller actually exist? And it was a real article about whether she existed. And I know the whole thing that's kind of fun to talk about. Like, there's no way that happened. They didn't teach her to speak, and it's all made up. But, like, did she exist? And I thought, are we in some sort of a reshuffling of history? I watched January 6th with my good friend Rachel. I lived it. I watched it. I know what it was. I know what it meant. But in 50 years, if history goes a certain way, will people look back and say, some people, believe it or not, had a problem with January 6th? And if that's true, for the first time in my life, which is weird because I should have way before now, I'm starting to question what I learned. How do I know when they're talking about the Magna Carta or the War of 1812? How do I really know? And I'm sure historians can feel comfortable because that's their profession. That's their art. They're in that. They could tell you, like, here's the chain of custody of, the history.
Right.
The
how many different places were writing the same thing at the same time?
But I don't know that.
No.
It's just kind of a weird thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this always tends to happen, like, the further away you get from, like, a historical event or a historical person, you begin to ask, like, some people will begin to ask the question, like, well, did that
But
person
isn't it so
even really
weird that
exist, or did that thing even really happen?
living it? We're living it.
Yeah.
January 6th is being whitewashed in front of our eyes. And it's just like, it's so weird being in the middle of it. And now the FBI has seized the voting machines from Georgia to prove that the 2020 election was stolen. Every smart person knows the 2020 election wasn't stolen, including Trump. But
he's admitted it.
He's admitted it.
He's playing the game.
But now we're doing this?
Yeah.
Now we're going to go back and rewrite history on that? Like, this is a weird time. We're living in a weird time.
It does seem a little confusing in the midst of everything. And I guess that's why maybe it's being brought back up again. But to bring back up, you know what I mean, 6 years later, I kind of thought we were done with all that. Like, he hasn't even mentioned it in
I've had some big failures in my life. And the last thing I want to do is go, hey, remember that thing I did a few years ago? Like, if I were Trump, I'd be like, not only did I get away with that crap, I got reelected. Mm-hmm. I would be so quiet.
Well, and I mean, you know, this, by the way, I pulled up the story. September 2024, he was on a podcast, Donald Trump was, with Lex Friedman, and said, lost by a whisker in 2020. Did not say stolen, admitted it. And in the past, when their lawyers have taken things to court, they have said, Rudy Giuliani said to a judge, this is not a fraud case. We don't have evidence of fraud. I mean, of all the lawyers and all the money and all the time you've had, and nothing, you've proven, shown nothing. What are we doing other than it's another distraction. It's another
but you know what?
Piece of flack thrown into the air.
I knew that's where you're going to go, and you're probably right. But does anyone else in the room or on the stream out there agree with me that what it really feels like is just this impetuous, bored child who's now the most powerful person in the world, and just like on a whim, they can just go, you know what? Let's go get those voting machines in Georgia. I don't know that it's even checkers, much less 4D chess. I think maybe we just now know what it's like, which is why they wrote the Constitution the way it is, because every couple hundred years you're going to throw one of these, and it just seems like he's just like, yeah, now I want this. Now I want that.
It's the mindset of a CEO rich guy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, isn't that what Elon does? Except that, you know, they do it with their own companies, their own businesses, because they can. But the United States is not a business that anybody owns. So it's not, the president is not the CEO. You're more of like the office manager. Like that should be really how the role is viewed. The CEO there is no CEO. The CEO is us. We're the board. And unfortunately, we've all fallen down this hole where, like, I mean, we all need to have more of the George Washington view on president. Like, nobody should want to be president. You know, it should be a thing that you do out of duty if people think you're worthy of it. But you shouldn't want it, and you certainly don't win the prize to be king of the universe because you were elected.
Yeah, Gabe says, I absolutely agree. I get accused of being liberal a lot lately, and in truth, I just use my eyes. And I'm like, why are we going along with this? I couldn't agree more. And I'm a more public person than you, Gabe, so I take more the crap on a daily basis. But, you know, I did 20 years at 97.1, and I considered myself a conservative. Like I always say, I only voted for one Democrat in 25 years. So I don't feel like I had this sea change other than seeing what became of my former party and feeling like they're not coming back from that. You know what I mean? I didn't stay and fight for the Republican Party. First of all, I never really identified as that, but, you know, I voted Republican. Rather than staying and fighting for it, it was so sick and so beyond redemption. I was like, okay, well, I'm not that. And I looked to my left at the Democrats, and I'm like, oh, I'm not that either. So I guess I'm just a true independent, and I either write in someone's name every election or pick the lesser of two evils. I don't know. I don't know. But I just don't feel like I moved. I've certainly changed with the circumstances, but I don't feel like my values have changed. I don't know. It's just it's a weird thing to live through. We're all living through it together. It's just weird.
Well, it's also this is the first time. I think it is the first time in modern U.S. history where nobody has to speak across any aisles. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You don't have to, because the way that districts are drawn, most are safe blue or safe red. Very few purple districts, for purple voting areas, purple states. Our entire presidential election is about 5 or 6 states. We know how the other 45 are going to go. We know. It's a fact. No matter who the candidates are in 2028, Missouri will be red, Illinois will be blue.
Yeah.
Because Chicago's so big. And we know Texas will be red and California will be blue. And when you have this kind of a structure, there's no need for anybody to go to the other side and cross aisles and convince anybody or work with anybody, because all you need to do is stave off the crazier person in your district that's going to primary you.
Matthias Dietrich says, Dave, why are you so worried about the FBI looking into it, meaning looking into the 2020 election in Georgia? Matthias, I'm not worried, but to the extent I am, probably the same as you on the other side. You probably think the Democrats are dirty, and I think that the current administration is dirty, and I think Kash Patel is a dip-ass, and a bootlicker. And so if I were worried at all, it would be that they would just straight up cheat and say, look what we found in these voting machines. But thank God, I still have enough trust in the government overall, and enough good people in the FBI, and enough good people in the Republican Party, like Tom Tillis, that I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they do look into it. Look, the Trump camp took so much money from donations. Like, I'm gonna guess, like, probably in the billions of dollars worth of donations of people trying to find the fraud. And then you had like Mike Lindell and his symposium, and we're gonna get to the bottom of this, and we're gonna figure this out.
What happened with all that?
This has all been like.
They had their shot.
So many resources have already been poured into finding evidence of this fraud. It hasn't turned up. I guess if you want to keep looking, like, please, by all means, go ahead. If it helps you feel better, go ahead. I mean, sure.
And you know what, to Matthias, it's not so much, I'm not worried. Maybe I should be. I'm more, there's not a great word, but the first one that pops in my mouth is disgusted. I feel like we're living in this cartoonish world, you know? I remember there's this movie, you guys probably know what it is. I think it's a sci-fi, and it's a bomber, a World War II bomber, and the guy can't get out of the gunner's bubble in the bottom, and at the very end, it miraculously grows cartoon tires. And that's how I feel. Like, we've been in this real thing, and all of a sudden we're growing cartoon tires. I watched the cabinet meeting today and wanted to puke with how the cabinet was laughing at Trump's jokes. Now, maybe this does get into a little Trump derangement syndrome, but I just find it so distasteful to watch people kiss someone's ass like that. Dressing up, cosplaying as Nazis, invading Greenland, the Melania movie, I'm the acting president of Venezuela, the January 6 people are heroes. I just feel like we've become a cartoon. And that makes you feel crazy if you're not one of the cartoon characters.
Well, we also have clear disregarding of the law, right? I mean, all of the stuff that people are complaining about, that we're complaining about with ICE, for example, is not about chasing illegals. It's about breaking the law and violating constitutional rights of Americans. They detained witnesses of the Preddy shooting for hours. Why are you detaining witnesses? You don't do that. You ask them questions, you get their information, and if you need to ask more questions, you call them. You don't detain witnesses. And again, ICE has no jurisdiction over U.S. citizens. Now, if somebody physically interrupts, all right, that's a different thing. These were witnesses that were just watching. Why are we rounding up witnesses? Why are the Epstein files still not released? That's a law. That is a violation of the law every day that they're not released. Congress passed a law, and we're just ignoring it. You want to know why there's doubt and lack of faith and people like us asking these questions? Because the rules that exist are not being followed by the people who are supposed to enforce the rules. When the people enforcing the law don't follow the law, then what's the point?
Yeah. All right. Got that off my chest. That's the good thing about having a radio show. Get stuff off your chest.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Let me tell you guys about Susan L. Ward. She's my very good friend. She used to be a colleague, never a peer, because she was so much better at being a divorce attorney than I ever was. She is a really good person. She's incredibly smart. She's very direct. She can be amazingly aggressive if she needs to be in and out of court, whether it's negotiations or it's trying a case, but that's not her only gear. If what you want her to do is just, look, we've decided to get divorced, we're cooperating, we've come up with our own plan, we just need your expert advice, and just to make sure to get us through the system as quickly and peacefully as you can, she would be very happy to do that as well. She has multiple offices, so if you can hear my voice in Missouri, she can represent you. For a free consultation, just simply mention my name when you call, 314-783-9400, stlfamilylaw.com.
St. Louis has a voice.
KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
That voice has shared our stories from headline to history.
This is Harry Carey from the beautiful new Busch Memorial Stadium.
From moment to memory.
Cardinal football on the move.
Among those voices, Bob Hamilton.
When I was in high school, I decided I wanted to go to radio.
Working at KMOX is an honor and a responsibility to represent this community. It's one we take seriously. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Proudly serving St. Louis for over 100 years. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 123. Wheels just saying, I told the story yesterday, around this time. They have two new hospice patients. I'm calling them Laverne and Shirley. Not their real names. They're sisters. Laverne's 107. Baby Shirley. Shirley, she calls herself, because she's the baby of the family's 96. And so I met with them both yesterday. And Wheels was saying, Shirley wanted to meet a good-looking man. And they brought me in, and she looked me up and down and said, "That'll do." But Laverne roasted me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and I was warned that she was very salty. And she seems to be on about like a 4 or 5 minute loop as far as memory goes.
Oh,
You
okay.
have to kind of keep resetting. And at one point she said, "Why are you here?" And so I explained to her, and she said, "Well, who are you?" And I explained, I'm a volunteer. And she said, "Well, tell me about you." So I'm telling her, here's what I do for a living. Here's my family. Said I have a son who's 31, political consultant. I have a daughter who's about to be 21. She goes to college at KU. And I pause, and she looks right at me, and she goes, What makes you think that I would be interested in any of that?
That's so great.
I mean, straight in my eye.
That is so
straight
good.
in my eye. But I mean, she's born in like 1918, so she's gonna tell it like it is.
That's pretty good.
And I even said to her, I laughed. I'm like, "Well, you just ask me." Like,
keep you humble, Dave.
She's kind of like, "I'm gonna go see your sister." She thinks I'm hot.
In a broader sense, isn't that what older generations do to younger ones? Just keep us humble?
Yeah.
And then we keep the younger ones than us humble?
I guess.
That's great.
It really took me aback, though, because you guys know me.
Yeah.
Don't ask me a question about me unless you want to hear an answer.
Dave's like, ouch.
And then there's Phoebe. She's the apple of my eye. And she's like, what makes you think I care? I'm sitting here in this bed watching loud game shows on TV. I don't care about your family. I have a lot of stuff today. Just not sure where to go.
Got a lot of stuff too.
We got?
Now I can't remember any of it. Oh, we don't have much time here, but have you guys seen the trailer for the new I think it's an HBO show, DTF St. Louis?
Yes.
No.
I watched this last night.
So it's a like a drama, it seems like maybe like a crime mystery drama type thing. And DTF means down to something bad.
Okay.
And apparently it's about like this love triangle and someone ends up dead because of the love triangle. And it all gets started because of this app that they've downloaded called DTF St. Louis. Here's the problem that I see as a St. Louisan. I don't understand why St. Louis is being roped into this because nothing in the trailer has anything to do with St. Louis. There's no like shots of any parts of town that are recognizable. In fact, it was shot in Atlanta.
Okay.
One of the two of the main characters are weathermen on Channel 10 in St. Louis, which clearly doesn't exist. It's just a little weird. I know this probably happens with different cities all over the country all the time, but it just feels a little icky to be like, we're in your town. And then they have nothing that actually has to do with your town. And it seems to be like kind of a negative storyline about the city. It's like, well, why couldn't you just make the show DTF and then put it in some fictional town? Why do you have to drag us into it?
Don't you feel like someone could do a hell of a show in St. Louis?
Absolutely. There is a show called Superstore. It's a comedy, and there's not really it's set in St. Louis, and they do occasionally mention like St. Louis related things, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like St. Louis suburbs and things.
Yeah.
But this is the second time that there has been a Jason Bateman like drama show that is set in this area but not shot here and really has nothing to do with anything around here. It's weird that happened twice.
Interesting. I'll tell you guys about First Missouri Credit Union. And again, all my whole job is to try to get you guys to, in addition to your bank, 'cause I know everyone out there has a bank, in addition to your bank, take $25, open a checking account, and there you go. You're off to the races. And maybe you never do anything else after that. But what it buys you, that $25, is opportunity, choices, options. You can, if you want, go finance your cars there. Much better rates. You can get a signature loan. And if you're younger, like a lot of people my age probably don't need a signature loan. You have collateral. But I had signature loans from the Wood River Credit Union back when I was in my 20s and stuff. A lot of DGS listeners who are my age and older are opening accounts at First Missouri with their grandkids and matching what they put in, just like a bonding thing. I think that's super cool. We pay 4.27% interest on your checking account up to $100,000. 2 locations down on Lee May Ferry, 314-544-5050, the number 1 stmocu.org.
For 100 years, KMOX has been the voice of St. Louis, informing, entertaining, and connecting our community. Now, relive a century of service at KMOX100.com, a website that allows you to explore classic KMOX audio, rare photos and video, and the legendary voices that shaped St. Louis. Every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat lives on at KMOX100.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. My best advice to you when hiring a lawyer for your injury case is simple. If you know court personnel, ask them who they'd hire. They know. If you know an insurance adjuster, ask them. They know. And then ask them about us. Ask them about Morgan & Morgan. They know. I look forward to talking to you soon. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This forecast is sponsored by Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm. Here's Dave Murray.
It's a very cold Thursday afternoon, a fair amount of clouds, around 20 for the high. We're not going to move much from where we are right now. Then tonight, a little modified Alberta Clipper cold front comes by in the northwest flow. A lot of clouds tonight, and there'll be some light snow and snow flurries from time to time. Some spots could see a dusting, only because the ground is so cold. 2 for the low. On Friday, partly sunny, a very cold day. 15 degrees. Friday night, partly cloudy and 2. The weekend, Saturday, sunny and cold, 19 degrees. On Sunday, partly sunny, though clouds will tend to be on the increase, and 28 degrees. And I think we see another shot of some light snow and snow flurries around Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. That could be a little stronger system, though I want to stress it's not a big storm. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. We're partners committed to you, your business, and your community. From family law to litigation, we're ready to serve. Visit SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
It's men's Pelicans basketball action tomorrow night as they take to the court to take on Dayton. Pre-game 6:45, tip at 7 on your home for Pelicans basketball. KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 132. Hope you're having a good week. So here's a topic everyone can relate to. We have 2 bathrooms here. We have the public bathroom. We have the one-holer back by Rach and I. Which
the
is
executive.
Executive.
Suite.
Yes. I always call executives one-holers. And when you close the bathroom door, for as long as I've been here, I'll take a picture of it. There's a sign on the back of the bathroom door that says, "This bathroom is used by both sexes. Be considerate!" ! And I get offended every time I see that because I know a guy didn't put that up there so that the women would be clean. Obviously, a female put it up there so the guys wouldn't pee on the floor.
Yes.
Which guys do.
Just check the one up front.
I know. But having cleaned women's bathrooms in the past, like at Mr. Donut and Glicks and stuff like that, y'all don't have all that much room to talk.
Preach.
So should men be offended by that, or is it just, look, Dave, just wise up. Guys pee on the toilet seat and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should be offended by
it. Trust me, it's not changing my day.
Yeah.
Because every time I see it, I kind of roll my eyes.
I just laugh because I don't have any. I've never been in a job where you're cleaning the ladies' room. I have no idea what's going on there, but I've seen men's rooms my whole life, and they're gross. There are boogers on the wall, people just peeing everywhere.
Why'd that hit me so hard?
I'm just saying, dude. If you've been in a men's room in a public place, you know exactly what I'm talking about. At a ball game, at a business that's busy. You know what? I mean, it's insanity.
Okay, what is it? Because it's not 9-year-olds going into these bathrooms.
Not in a workplace.
What is it about a grown person?
I don't know. I mean, we've had all kinds of. Think about how many times we had to just throw down paper towels.
Yeah.
Because somebody was not paying attention, or again, not lifting the seat when you're going to pee on the actual toilet.
Right.
Well, you're just peeing all over the seat that people got to sit on. What are you doing?
Right.
I don't know. I honestly, if I had to put it, I'd love to get the room's opinion on this, but if I had to put it on anything, because dudes are lazy. Don't feel like doing things. We're just going to take the easiest route.
That's a special kind of lazy right there.
I'm just saying. What else explains it?
Rich?
I mean, even if you're lazy, though, shouldn't you keep in mind that someone else is going to have to come in and pick up your mess?
I agree.
You know?
I mean, I'm pretty lazy on things, but I don't engage in any of those behaviors. It's not that difficult to just not be a slob.
Yeah, there's signs up in the ladies' bathroom too. There used to be one that was like, "Do not throw sanitary materials into the toilet. Throw it in the dispenser." And it was so like it would annoy me every time because it was so declarative.
Yeah.
And I'm like, stop bossing me around.
We know you're going to do this.
And then there's one now that is basically, I think, the same sentiment, but there's a bunch of like the upside down smiling emojis on the sign.
To make it soften it up a little bit.
And I'm like, I think that first sign, honestly, I think it was written by a man, and I think I have a good idea of who that man was. Doesn't work here anymore. And then I think I know who wrote the current sign.
It was definitely Mark Close.
They probably wrote the one in ours too. Okay, so not to get gross or anything, we're all adults here.
Yeah.
But the don't throw sanitary items in the toilet, do y'all do that all the time?
So like with no, okay. There's the two kinds that we can think of, right?
Sure.
I'm just adult warning if you don't want your kids to hear about menstruation. I guess
they should be in school anyway.
There's pads and tampons.
Learning about menstruation.
I think most people have the common sense not to throw a pad in the toilet.
I would.
A tampon, a lot of people don't know that you should throw that in the trash. I think a lot of people do end up flushing that. It's really bad for sewage and plumbing and stuff, and you shouldn't do it. But I think a lot of people don't know or just think like, oh, it's fine and do it. So that's why they have to put up signs like that.
Okay. We're learning things.
Man, every time I've seen that sign, though, for the... I just can't believe they didn't put comma men at the end of that one you're referring to.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, let's be honest. It's probably us.
Yeah.
Again, judging solely on the public men's bathroom and what looks like on a daily basis. Maybe you'll have a lake on the sink for some reason. There's a lake on the counter. What do you...
Permanent.
How are you spilling that much water?
Now, I mean, am I the only one in here who has cleaned public bathrooms before?
No, I have.
Probably.
I
You
have.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have.
I'm probably the only one who's cleaned a women's public bathroom,
No.
though.
I just said at the beginning of this, I used to dread cleaning the women's bathroom at a Mr. Donut.
Okay. Yeah.
We had a
because-
unisex bathroom that I cleaned.
Yeah, the women's I really appreciate Wheels like falling on the sword and being like, the guys are the worst. Sure, the girls can be pretty gross too, though. Like I mean, I think there's just a certain type of person who is like, I'm gonna go crazy in here. This ain't my bathroom, and I want someone else to clean this.
I
up.
don't have to clean it, so I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I just never go that crazy in the bathroom.
I don't either. I feel like it's a pretty simple transaction, right? It's like,
right. Doing my business.
things go where they're supposed to go, and then you leave the room.
Nick says Target bathrooms are bad.
Oh, I bet. I bet any of those types of places, it's just pretty ludicrous.
Does it just mean the public sucks?
I just think people will tend toward, if it's not their problem, they don't care if it's someone else's.
Oh man, speaking of the public sucks. Did you see this story I put on the sheet, Dave, about the free salt program in the city of St. Louis?
Tell me about it.
Okay, so the city was giving away free salt to residents, and it was so nice because it's like that can get expensive, and sometimes it's just plain hard to find. So you could show up. I think there were like 5 different fire departments that you could show up, and they had this salt. You could fill a bucket and take it home and sprinkle it on your steps. Nice. However, the salt went away so much faster than the city was anticipating. And they're saying it's because so many people showed up in like commercial trucks
and just took
and filled the whole truck and took it away from everybody else.
Yeah, public sucks.
Yeah.
So nobody's monitoring. It's just like a pile of salt that you can pull up to?
That's what I'm guessing. Like, since it was at the fire station, I highly doubt they had someone out there like watching the whole time.
Yeah.
Another example of how people suck.
I know. It's like, why do just a handful of losers have to ruin it for everybody else? It's not fair.
You ever seen these TikToks? They're basically the same monkey that we pretended to have in St. Louis, but I can tell these are real because they're not doing anything crazy. But if there's a whole bunch of those monkeys and you put a big cardboard box of bananas down, they'll rush it. And the first one to get there will take as many bananas as he can hold. I don't even know why I'm saying this because now it makes total sense to me because they're monkeys. But I guess my point is, are we that much better than monkeys?
No.
We're kind of doing the same thing with the salt.
We should be, right? I mean, we should be.
We should be able to pee in a hole the size of a basketball.
Unlike the monkeys in those cases who only get fed when people give them food, we can handle all of these things ourselves. We can go to the store.
Buy as many nanners.
Monkey's not going to the store. He doesn't have a credit card.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
would imagine if he did, though.
I would understand it.
Awesome.
And I think if you put human beings in that setting, I know if you put human beings in that setting, where the food only comes like once a day and it's delivered by, someone else and they just leave it, people are going to rush it.
Yeah.
But like in general day-to-day life, it's just not necessary.
Yeah. Further evidence that we're going down the crapper. KFC is testing a new handheld pot pie. It's just the same thing, but you hold it in your hand.
All right.
So
that
it's
would
a hot
just
pocket.
be a hot pie.
Hand
Yeah.
pie.
Yeah, a hand pie.
Hot
Yeah.
pocket. Yeah, they've had hand pies
Yeah.
in England forever, right?
Yeah, hand pies is a thing, but pot pies go in a pot. That's why they were called pot pies. A handheld pot pie is not a pot pie.
As opposed to being a Popeye.
Good analysis.
Who's
As
a
opposed
sailor
to being
man.
a pot pie who is a sailor man who likes the spinach, which you can put in a pot pie, but if it's not in a pot, it's not a pot pie anymore.
That's another one. You know how I didn't understand why Tom Hanks fought so hard to get off that island to get back to Helen Hunt?
Uh-huh.
I never understood why Popeye was fighting Bluto, who was 5 times bigger than him, for olive oil.
Yeah.
Who else do you think Popeye was going to be able to be in a
Yeah, I mean,
relationship
I don't think-
with?
I
Hey,
don't-
you watch yourself. I look a little bit like Popeye.
Any port in the storm.
Any port in the storm. He's a sailor. What are you going to
He's
do?
a sailor man.
He's a sailor man. You like spinach and olive oil.
I'm not sure Popeye was pulling baddies.
Exactly. Olive oil was the absolute peak of what Popeye could ever hope for.
Man,
And he was
think how
grateful
we
for
were
her.
trained as
I know, isn't it?
3-year-olds in like sexual assault and like
Oh yeah, Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew
Yeah.
and Bluto just grabbing olive oil and
Yeah.
walking off.
Yeah.
Eat your spinach, Popeye. You can get her back.
Yeah.
Wimpy being a mooch.
Yeah, I hated Wimpy.
Everybody hated
Go
Wimpy.
get a job, Wimpy.
I think that was the point, though.
Oh yeah,
I think the point of Wimpy was just to make fun of the people that do that.
yeah.
I've never seen anybody else do that though.
Well, mooches though.
Maybe
Not-
it was. Maybe
I
it
don't
was.
know how many people come up to you and go, I'll give you $1 tomorrow for a hamburger today. I don't think it's like that.
Did you guys like the Robin Williams Popeye?
No, it made me
Shelley
feel like
Duvall.
I was losing my mind.
Yeah, even just looking at like the movie poster, it doesn't seem like a real movie. It seems like a fever dream of some kind.
It is
I
definitely
know
that
I
vibe.
saw it, and
He
I have
admitted
no memory.
he was
of it.
wide on cocaine.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
the whole
Really?
time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Although it didn't make me feel any more like I had lost my mind than Mrs. Doubtfire.
True.
And is there any way
Which
to
is another creeper movie.
could you possibly make cocaine seem less cool by being like, yeah, man, the whole time I was making Popeye, I was high as hell. Like, okay. Seems like you got a real
That's why
problem.
it sucks.
Who was Bluto in that?
I think he was a nobody. Oh, that's terrible. He was a somebody.
Paul L. Smith.
There you go.
He was some stupid
Oh, we all know
losers.
Paul
What I
L. Smith.
think.
He was
He was some
well,
worthless piece of crap
so that
never
guy-
amounted to anything.
That guy
His family hated him.
in the 80s, apparently that guy was something because he was also in the original Dune movie in 1984.
Oh,
he
cool.
was the Beast something or other.
that don't make you something.
He was in the Maverick movie.
Oh my gosh, Maverick.
Maverick.
Did you and Kurt just watch
yeah,
that last night?
I was not last night, but he did make me watch that one.
Kurt is fascinating.
Yeah.
He's got interesting tastes.
He
in film.
really does.
His taste is all.
He really, like when people say, like, I love all music, I'm like, you don't love all music. But when Kurt says he loves all movies, I'm like,
It's hard to tell. Like, okay, for instance, Maverick, it's really hard to tell how much of it is like irony viewing.
Uh-huh.
He does not let the mask fall. Like, if it is ironic. So it's just hard to tell what's
He's staying
going
with the
on.
bit, huh?
Yes. But I remember that movie. I feel like they played that movie on Stars or something when I was a little kid for the brief moments that we had cable.
I was gonna say, dang, you got to watch
I
Stars as a
remember
kid.
seeing it and being like, "Oh, wow, okay."
did you see the Bill Cosby admitted to,
Yeah.
To who?
he was in a deposition and he admitted that in like 1972 is when he started and that he got Quaaludes from this doctor who later lost his license. They were at a poker game. And he says, yes, I got Quaaludes from him, and I would use them to put in women's drinks so that I could get with them.
So all the people that are like, Cosby was railroaded are really up the creek.
Yep.
It really says a lot about his state of mind that he's like, yeah, I mean, that it was to get girls. Like, sir, do you not see why that's not good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
Well, especially, I mean, no, there's no especially to it. I mean, it's just you're a monster if you think that's okay.
Yeah.
right.
We just happen to know about it because you're famous.
Yeah.
And it just begs the question, how many of these people just think like, it's a means to an end? Like, do they really have the thought of like, I'm being evil right now? Or they just lack so much empathy that they can't make the connection of what they're actually doing?
Yeah, I think it probably is that one. They just don't care.
All right. On that note,
Anyway.
we'll take a quick break.
KMOX celebrating 100 years. Presented by Purina. Your pet, our passion. Now, a KMOX pioneer.
For nearly 4 decades, no one shaped KMOX more than Robert Hyland. When he took over as general manager, Hyland transformed KMOX into the nation's first major all-talk radio station with At Your Service.
I think it's been a vehicle, it's been a forum for people, and it's brought people closer. That's what we're trying to do, air the views so we can put them out on the table and then dissect them and talk about them among ourselves and also with the experts and so-called experts on At Your Service.
He built KMOX into the sports voice of St. Louis, securing partnerships with the Cardinals, Blues, Football Cardinals, and Mizzou, and turning the station into a national powerhouse. A tireless leader, Robert Hyland turned KMOX into what CBS founder William Paley called the jewel in the CBS crown. Robert Hyland, a KMOX pioneer.
Big game, big screen, big energy at Ballpark Village, Sunday, February 8th. Enjoy the big game like you're in the end zone, featuring in-arena touchdown celebrations, fan cams, contest VIP packages, and more, hosted by RDJ and DJ Dex. Save up to $10 on tickets with code KMOX. Tickets and event details at stlballparkvillage.com/events. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Schnucks is presenting a really, really fun event next weekend. It's the 2026 St. Louis Food and Wine, and it features hundreds of wines, a selection of craft beers, and awesome things to eat. You can even purchase wine as you taste it with this special online ordering site. You're going to get exclusive event-only discounted prices that are even lower than our Schnucks Wine Club offers. So if you are already a part of the Schnucks Wine Club, you are going to absolutely love this event. The best part is the event benefits the Repertory Theater of St. Louis and our friends at Operation Food Search. So for more information, visit schnucks.com/STLFoodWine. And to receive 10% off your ticket price, use my code KMOXFW10. That's KMOXFW10 for 10% off your St. Louis Food and Wine tickets. It's going on February 6th and 7th at St. Louis Union Station. Hope to see you there.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed only $59.99. Saturday, March 7th at the Comfort Inn Westport Event Center in St. Louis. Weight loss hypnosis starts at 11 a.m. Registration at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts at 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
What if every time you spent money, you saved money too? With Achieve It Checking from Together Credit Union, you can do just that. Every debit card purchase is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and the spare change goes right into your savings. And here's the best part. Together Credit Union boosts your progress by matching qualifying savings up to $8 a month. It's a free checking account that helps you achieve more automatically. Learn more, or better yet, enroll today at togethercu.org. Together Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
$149 DGS. Wheels, you brought back a childhood memory.
What's that?
Paper Lion.
Oh, yeah.
Alan Alda as George Plimpton trying to try out for the Detroit Lions. I loved that movie.
So for people that it was a movie based on the book that sports writer George Plimpton wrote, and he was the one that did it. So I think it was 1963 was the year he went to training camp with the Lions. So in 1963, he would have been 36 years old, having never played football in his life. And a professional football team let him come to training camp and try to win a job on the team. And
did they tell everyone who he was? I forget.
I don't remember, but he lived.
Right.
That guy now dies. Like, there's no, like, that. I think it was interesting in a couple ways. I mean, but there's just no chance that would happen or could happen today. Because the difference between your average dude and an NFL player is much greater than it was in the 1960s.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, it's stunning to me because I remember the movie when I was a kid, and I'm like, why is Hawkeye playing football? Because of MASH, obviously. And then I learned the story, and I read more about what George Plimpton did, and that was a big thing for him. He would do that all the time. He would go just compete in things and then write about it. And it's fascinating. I mean, from a writing standpoint, it's interesting. But again, if he did that right now, he would not make it through. I mean, first of all, no team would do it because they know he would get hurt.
Let's say they did, and it's an athletic guy who's in good shape, maybe played a little bit of college ball or something, and he's 30 years old. I'm not saying he's making the team, but how long could he stay on the field, do you think? How long until he's just carried off or walks off?
Well, I mean, we're talking about a quarterback?
No, like running back. Somebody who takes hits.
The only guy that could survive would be the quarterback because they're not allowed to get hit in the modern practice. Everybody else is done. I don't care how big and strong and fit you think you are. You have to be built up for that kind of contact.
What sport would be the easiest to fool people?
Probably basketball if you're athletic. Right? You'd be short most likely, but you could at least be athletic. You're not going to be any good. You're going to be terrible, but you wouldn't be beaten to hell. If you do it in hockey, you're going to look ridiculous because, number one, you're just not going to be good on skates. And if you're that good on skates, you were probably a serious hockey player and not just some rando. You would look ridiculous in baseball trying to hit a baseball. Look at Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
he was one of the greatest athletes of all. Look at Tim Tebow. These guys are tremendous athletes who actually did play the sport when they were in high school.
Yeah.
And they were overmatched by 19-year-olds.
Yeah.
You know, because it's hard. I mean, again, so many things are skilled, but in football, it's more the physicality. If you were going to be a kicker, maybe, like let's say you were a soccer player and you retired from playing soccer or you just stopped playing and you have that background, right? But the contact positions, if you haven't played, you'd have to be something different. You'd have to be an MMA guy who trains to take contact. But this is not what we're talking about, right? We're talking about basically average Joe who might
bring
be
this up
somewhat
on
athletic.
Rush Hour.
Yeah.
I like this topic.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. Why is it that we stop reading to each other? Like, as kids, you love being read to.
Mm-hmm.
I've not been read to since I was a kid, but I think I would love to be read to. I read to my hospice patients. Why do we only read to children and old people? Like, we do lots of other stuff for each other to comfort each other. We don't think that's weird. Why do we, to the extent we do, why do you think we think it's weird to read to one another? I think we should bring that back.
We only read to children and the elderly because they can't read for themselves.
Is that it?
Like, kids don't know how to read, and a lot of elderly people have kind of lost the eyesight to see on a page, or
it's a good
have otherwise
it's
have
a good point.
Eye damage.
But I was read to in school as far as like 6th grade.
Yeah.
Like they would, turn the lights down a little bit and they'd read to us. I wasn't in special ed, was I?
Well, I don't know if there's like a reason other than once you do kind of gain that autonomy, maybe it's just easier to read for yourself outside of the classroom setting. Because I would think that's the exception, right? Or
would you like to be read to, or is that creepy?
No, I would like it, but there's resources for that. Like I could always download an audiobook.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listen to audiobooks in the car a lot, and that's just being read to.
By professionals.
But
right? I mean, like people that are going to do it well.
But it does sound nice, like if you wanted to read the same book as your partner at the same time, like, and you're sitting in the living room, one person reads aloud for a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it sounds really nice. It does.
Yeah. Sounds terrible.
Oh my goodness! I bet Susan would love it.
She's a librarian.
I don't think she would enjoy the way I read.
I don't even know she likes books.
She knows that she likes every book. I don't know that she would enjoy that because we all read at different paces.
Are you capable?
And in different ways.
Are you capable of reading in a read to someone kind of way? Expressive?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could do that.
Could you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Might have to call you out on this.
Why would I?
Why would you?
Yeah.
So you could do it, but why would you?
Well, I mean, like, what's the calling to do it?
What if you wanted to read to like your little niece?
Yeah. I do that I read to the kids.
It's the way he says it that makes it seem like he's lying.
What are you talking about? I read
I
to
read
my
to kids. I read to kids all the time. Whatever.
I read to my own kid every day.
Whatever. I read to kids all the time. Whatever. Who cares?
That stopped once she learned how to read.
So Tigger said to Roo, it's a Tiggerific day.
Did your daughter have like a particular children's book that you remember that she really liked?
I don't remember any particular one. I mean, my kid, this is no joke. She and my wife are cut from the same cloth.
I think maybe you're the one who's cut from a cloth.
So many books. No. You understand?
Hey, what was your child's favorite book? I
can't remember any of them.
I don't think she had a favorite. She had so many.
Can you remember any of them?
I don't know.
What about the rainbow fish? I always liked that one.
Yeah, we had that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
So I remember it was the day after Christmas when Nick was about 15 years old, and he woke me up at about 2 in the morning. My stomach hurts. Let's take some Pepto-Bismol. A couple hours later, my stomach still hurts. We went to the ER. He had an appendicitis, had to have surgery. And at that moment, everything stopped. Nothing mattered to me at all other than my child was, in need of surgery. The simplest kind of surgery, nothing like orthopedic, but still let your child going under general anesthetic. So if your child should go down during a soccer game and be unconsolably crying because they may have ripped an ACL or an MCL, or it could be you. If you need a really great orthopedic surgeon who's also a really great person, which matters, if you haven't met a surgeon that doesn't have the God complex, you need to meet more surgeons because it's pretty prevalent out there. Corey's very cool. A little bit of a goofball even. He's like a funny, affable guy. He's going to make you feel comfortable. Not a goofball in the OR. Really, really great surgeon. He is with the Midwest Orthopedic and Spine Specialist. You can call him at 636-231-5881 or Solman, that's SOLMAN, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
I was ordering food for the office from the same few places for too long.
For workplaces suffering with office food fatigue, every day's a struggle.
Before starting Easy Cater, I assumed having no good vegan options for Carl in finance was normal.
Easy Cater is designed to treat OFF with a huge variety of favorite restaurants, plus tools to help you meet dietary needs and stay on budget. Used daily, one platform lets you save time and shine. Ask your app store about Easy Cater or start an order at easycater.com.
Revitalize your bathroom with big savings at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select vanities and free delivery during our bath savings event. Plus, get up to 40% off select shower heads. No matter what style you're looking for, we've got you covered. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
Turning 50 doesn't mean slowing down. It means getting smarter about your health. That's why we created Neovitin Men's 50 Plus Multivitamin. It's doctor formulated to support your energy, immune health, and overall vitality. Plus, it's made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients. Take control of your health with supplements you can trust. Look for Neovitin Men's 50 Plus at your local Schnucks, Deerbergs, or online at neovitin.com. Neovitin, made for men who keep moving forward.
Save big on everything for your next project now at Menards. Dakota closets can be installed in any room, from home offices and laundry rooms to walk-in or reach-in closets. Use the You Create Closet Planner to design a Dakota closet system that maximizes your space and matches your style. Available in-store or online. View our entire selection of Dakota closets on Menards.com. Plus, check out our weekly flyer to find great deals happening this week.
Save big money at Menards.
The trusted voice of St. Louis. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, it is a cloudy sky. Right now, 27 degrees downtown at the Arch.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
4 people have been rescued from the Merrimack River after a helicopter crash. This happened at Highway 185 and 185 Spur. Sullivan Fire Protection District tells KMOX a helicopter did crash into the Merrimack. The extent of the injuries are not known, but 4 people have been rescued again from that crash. We are waiting to hear back from the Sullivan Fire Marshal. Nearly 100 homes and businesses are still without power after a crash in Maplewood. An Acura sedan slammed into a utility pole on Big Bend at Folk Avenue overnight, bringing down power lines and transformers. Crews are on the scene. Ameren currently estimates the power won't be fully restored until 4:30 this afternoon.
Unfortunately, putting the projected pay raises for other city workers in grave jeopardy at this point.
St. Louis Mayor Kara Spencer on the St. Louis Police Board of Commissioners' approval of raises.
Mayor Spencer says this decision will prolong the much-needed raises for other city departments.
There was no fiscal note associated with any of this work, so we really are in the process right now of doing our due diligence of trying to quantify what this could cost.
Board of Police Commissioners President Chris Saraceno released a statement saying in part, quote, compensation for all SLMPD employees, both commissioned and professional staff, is a top priority for this board, contrary to other public statements. He goes on to say, after this tentative agreement is finalized, the board will work with the union representatives from our leadership team and our professional staff to address compensation in a thoughtful and equitable manner. Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
The current cold snap has prompted President Trump to make a special request of Russia as its war continues against Ukraine.
President Trump says he reached out to Russian President Putin.
I personally asked President Putin not to fire into Kiev and the various towns for a week, and he agreed to do that.
Speaking at a cabinet meeting, the president cited the extreme cold gripping Ukraine. Russia has often targeted Ukrainian infrastructure, including energy facilities, throughout the course of the war, while a Kremlin spokesman hasn't confirmed an agreement to stop targeting energy infrastructure. President Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, says peace talks will resume in about a week. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
From the KMOX Business Desk, Hyundai today has 2 separate vehicle recalls. Jeff Gilbert has more.
More than 500,000 Hyundai Palisades are being recalled because their side curtain airbags may not protect third-row passengers. These are 2020 through 25 models. Meanwhile, 40,000 Hyundais, including several models, are being recalled because their instrument panel displays may fail. The software will be updated.
The Dow from Stifel's down 79 points to 48,935. We've got emergency vehicles. They've just cleared out 70 east at Salisbury. Stalled vehicle 6440 going east at Boone's Crossing on the right side.
It's a very cold Thursday afternoon. A fair amount of clouds, around 20 for the high. We're not going to move much from where we are right now. Then tonight, a little modified Alberta Clipper cold front comes by in the northwest flow. A lot of clouds tonight, and there'll be some light snow and snow flurries from time to time. Some spots could see a dusting, only because the ground is so cold. 2 for the low. On Friday, partly sunny, a very cold day. 15 degrees. Friday night, partly cloudy and 2. The weekend, Saturday, sunny and cold, 19 degrees. On Sunday, partly sunny, though clouds will tend to be on the increase in 28 degrees. And I think we see another shot of some light snow and snow flurries around Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. That could be a little stronger system, though I want to stress it's not a big storm. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
And at the moment, it is 27, but the feels like is 20 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 204. My little throwaway topic about why don't we read to one another anymore is like blowing up around the building. I had two people stop me out there. And one was like, I would love if my husband read to me. The other was like, this is the creepiest damn thing you've ever brought up. And then I got a couple of texts from people.
Yeah.
Jennifer Gerard Goley on the stream says, reading aloud to your partner can be very ... intimate.
All right.
What are you guys reading?
Yeah. It's not Peppa Pig.
It could be. And then Wheels brought up an interesting point. Go ahead.
Well, I thought about it during the break as I was wandering the halls. I'm like, I think the draw, the negative to it is like when we read a book, the characters have a sound in your head. Tone of voice, an accent if they're British or whatever. Who reading is going to be able to provide all of that? Like if I'm reading a story, I don't know, what The Great Gatsby. Can I do the male and female voices? Can I do the accents? I think that is putting a lot on that person.
And I told him I always did. I mean, you've met me.
Yeah, but I said you did to your kids.
To my kids.
Yeah, I did that too.
I've never had an adult ask me to read to them, but I guess if one did and they wanted the Peppa Pig, I'd give it to them. Oh, man. Not that I'm the greatest father in the world, but I'm dumb enough and goofy enough and can do voices enough that it was like every night was a play.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you have to be that way. Because it makes it fun for you, too. You get to play. You're playing the same game as the kids are playing.
When Nick was in second grade at the college school, they had career day. And it was me and someone else. And the guy after me was an insurance salesman. And I got up there, and they're like, oh, this is Nick's dad. He does radio show. And kid goes, can you do any Simpsons voices? And I'm like, and so I go through all of them. They're like, do Mole Man. I'm doing them all. And
Your reputation preceded you.
Yes. And I walked off, and the insurance guy goes, thanks.
This will be great.
This is going to be fun.
I write policies.
Let me tell you about whole life, kids. It's a trap. I want you to start the conversation about how boys talk to boys differently than girls talk to girls.
Yeah, so I saw. I first of all, there's a common trend. It's both ways. It's guys going, "Ladies, why do you do this?" Or "I can't. How do you do this?" Or and then there's women that are like, "Men, why is it like this?" Well, a guy who kind of like studies human behavior was talking about the trend of those videos, and this one was about how women will ask, "How can you guys be with a group of other men that you really don't know?" And you can sit there and talk for an hour at a party, hour and a half at a party, and walk away and not know anybody's name that you just talked to. And this guy said, well, there's a reason for that. And he said it's because of how guys are wired. So if we keep it casual and we don't get too deep into like personal questions like, what do you do for a career? All that kind of stuff. Then it just stays light and fun and airy. But that there comes like pressure and the potential for judgment and competition when you start getting into, what do you do for a living? Oh, well, what I do for a living is this. Or if you talk about anything like, the way that the example he used was if you get a group of guys together and one guy talks about how he just got hurt, that's going to lead to a series of stories of other guys talking about how much more hurt they got at a different time.
Right.
And he said the competitive nature of it is not necessarily a choice, but that guys a lot of times stay surface level and don't ask those personal questions because you don't want it to turn into the competition that goes along with details. And I wanted to see if you guys, A, found that to be true, and then B, if, Rach, you see any of that same dynamic when it's just a group of ladies.
I think women just, in general, I don't know, I don't really know how to wade into the whole, like, we try to keep it from being competitive. The way women communicate, it's literally like, oh, where do you live? What does your husband do? What do you do for a living? What about your kids? Like, the small talk that we typically engage in, it just immediately dives into, like, who you are as a person and where you're at in life. I don't know if that's maybe there are less like universal topics for women as far as like what is the female equivalent of like discussing the
Talking
last night's football game?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There are women obviously have tons of things to connect on, but those overarching themes do seem to be like family, social status, that type of thing, more so than like everybody watched the same episode of The Real Housewives last night. Obviously, you're going to find a segment of the female population who's going to be able to dive into that, but then there are plenty who don't. So, yeah, I think we just naturally are curious about others. Just even like, the cliche is that women gossip more than men. I know for a fact that is not true.
I would
Men
agree that's
gossip
not true.
just as much as women, if not more. But
Yeah.
the cliche is that
She
women
knows this
gossip.
because she shares an office with me.
Yeah, she knows it because
She's not saying it.
she works with the 3 biggest gossips in
By
the
the
history
way,
of the human
I'm not
race.
a gossip.
If you guys ever
I'm a
walk,
crap talker.
If you ever walk by the office and the door is closed, you're probably being talked about. So.
But no, like the cliche is that women are always gossiping. Well, if you break down what gossip has been throughout history, like a lot of times it's just sharing information that the men are failing to share with each other. So the women are kind of like walking behind, picking up gleaning the
Yeah.
remains and being like, okay, well, let's put the whole puzzles together because they're leaving out
Yeah.
core
And it's-
concepts that we need to be understanding.
And it's not about like the conversation is not about when you're with your good friends.
Right.
You obviously know your good friends. You know about their lives. You know their names. You know hopefully you know their spouses' names or their better halves' names or whatever. But like it's more of the casual setting when you're in a large gathering or you're at a party and you know some of the people but not all of the people. But I can't even tell you how many times I've been in that situation and I couldn't remember a single person's name, but I'll remember their face.
I have an interesting twist. I don't know if it's cool anymore to talk about stereotypical male, men are like this and women are like this. But to the extent it is, I'm more of a girl in so many ways. And this way I definitely am. I can speak male. Like I've been in plenty of locker rooms.
You understand the language.
I understand the language. I can go toe to toe with you. Oh yeah, man. I swing a 33-inch, 28-ounce. But I would much rather be. I have to refrain in settings like that from diving deep
So
into.
you recognize it.
Oh, I do.
And you pull back because of it.
Yeah, I find it frustrating. I find it boring.
Okay.
To be with a bunch of guys.
I get you.
Because you don't. Now, if you put me in with a bunch of women, I probably wouldn't fit there either because I don't have shared experiences. But I speak and think much more like they would. Like I want to dive in and find out about you.
Yeah. I just having observed Dave over the years, like that's absolutely true. Like, and you're also not one to shy away from an emotional conversation. Like you actually thrive in an emotional conversation.
Let me in.
How long's it been since I cried in the air? Like 8 days?
It's a couple.
We should put one of those little, it's been this many days since we've had a work accident.
Yeah, but and this is not this is a separate thing from why don't guys show their feelings. This is just more of like
no, I get it.
Like it's not because in my experience, and I found what this guy said to be completely true, that it's not about hiding from anything. It's simply that if you're learning details, then it inherently becomes a competition and a trading of stories and a Johnny Story topper every other thing. So every other guy's got to show he's got some other thing. And, I was on my plane the other day.
Okay,
and, yeah.
if you're with 6 guys.
Yes.
On average, how many one-uppers are in that group?
Which guys am I hanging out with?
Well, just in general.
If you're in a group of like sports dudes, it's everybody. Everybody. Everybody's a story topper because everybody's got stories. And if it's in a different setting, like you got
does anyone like a story topper?
I don't know, but we all do it. I mean, do you know a guy that doesn't do it? You could be more subtle about it. Some people are a little more like, well, if you think that's good, check this out. Like others, it's just like story. Like it's your turn as you go around the room, and everybody's got to have a story.
Yes.
So you're going to go with your good story.
Yeah.
Whatever that topic might be,
No,
injuries
you're not
or
wrong.
whatever.
You're not wrong.
You're not going to go with the time you stubbed your toe at midnight.
Right.
You'd be like, yeah, I broke my leg. Oh, it's the worst thing ever. I had to be carried 5 blocks, and and that's. I never thought of it as being weird. Like, it's just what you do with people you don't know that well.
How often do you find yourself in a group like that and a guy's mid-story and you're thinking, this thing's not even close to true?
Oh, it's literally every time in that dynamic. It's not every story, but it's every time you're in that. And I'm sure others will think it about your stories too.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure people listen to one of mine or two and like, A, it's either, wow, that's really kind of boring, or, yeah, that didn't happen. And it did. At least you know how your memory works, right? Because some things that did happen, they didn't happen exactly the way you remember it, because your memory changes over time and you latch on to certain details and lose others.
That's the beauty of a good partnership. And of course, there are partnerships between men and men and women and women.
Oh, yeah.
But the classic partnership between a man and a woman, when it's good, you kind of like meet in the middle.
You complement each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just thought it was a really funny, because I see you guys see those videos all the time, right? Like, ladies, does your man do this? Or, man, what's going on with the ladies doing this? Like, I think people are doing that a lot because it's funny. You know, it's not necessarily a deep dive.
Yeah.
But then you see somebody that actually pays attention to human behavior, and they're like, well, there's kind of a reason for it because dudes tend to be competitive with each other.
When people push back on stereotypes as being like in a woke kind of way, like you cannot say that women are like this, men are like this, whatever. My pushback to that has always been, look, dude, comedy is kind of scientific. That if I am doing a bit about women or a bit about men and people are laughing, it's because they see the truth in it.
Yeah.
If I said, like, y'all know women love to mow the lawn, don't they? People be like, what are you talking about? It's like the fact that people laugh at something means that they see the truth in it.
Yeah, and it's not like anything's 100% true. Nobody's making a claim that this is true for every human being ever created on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a general truth. And then when you see that little kernel of it, you see the funny.
Yeah, I always do, like, speaking of those videos, Wheels, one I see a lot is, like, the husband coming home from hanging out with his group of friends, and it's like, oh, my gosh, did you hear that Jake and Lisa are getting divorced? And the wife's like, oh, my gosh, why? And he's like, I don't know, I didn't ask.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Like, there's a lot of, like, okay, we have the fact of what happened, but
Yeah.
we're not digging any deeper.
And I, by the end of 9 holes, would know everything that happened.
No, it's funny because there's an example of that I saw once, Rach, it's a guy comes home from hanging out with his buddies and he tells his wife, yeah, John's getting married. And she's like, oh, cool. How did he propose? I'm like, I don't know. And then I ask, when are they getting married? I don't know. They'll send us an invitation when we need to know. Like, yeah, I think that's about right.
John Pertzborn here, and I've come to respect the good works of Hardy's Rise and Shine for Heat benefit, supporting heatupstlouis.org, where 100% of the proceeds help families and seniors with Missouri and Illinois utilities. It's Friday, February 13th, your lucky day. Volunteer now or pre-order sacks of sausage or egg biscuits only at heatupstlouis.org. Put the biscuits down, gentry.
Fairwinds River's Edge is more than a place to live. It's a place to belong. Come see why we have been voted Best Independent Senior Living Community for 4 years in a row by U.S. News and World Report. We think you'll like it here, and the experts agree. Come see us for yourself. Call to schedule a tour and complimentary lunch, or to learn more about our upcoming app university that can help enhance your everyday life. Find us online at fairwindsriversedge.com.
Flame Bearers goes beyond scores to bring real stories from women Olympians and Paralympians who've beat the odds. Hear from legends like Sue Bird, Caster Semenya, and more about what it takes to be a champion. Tune into Flame Bearers wherever you get your podcasts.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
The new era of UFC on Paramount Plus continues. Live from Australia. Featherweight champ Alexander Volkanovski.
He is an animal.
Defends his belt at home in an explosive rematch against Diego Lopez.
You gotta be kidding me.
And the always dangerous Dan Hooker. Throws down with powerhouse Benoit St. Denis in a high-action lightweight showdown.
There's never been anything like this.
Let's go. UFC 325, Saturday, January 31st, only on Paramount Plus.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Renewal by Andersen is the #1 window and door brand for customer service. Schedule your free inspection today. Call 877-WINDOWS. That's 877-WINDOWS. Or head to rbastl.com.
A century strong. The voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Welcome back, DGS 220. We have television in the kitchen here at Odyssey, and it's always on soap operas. And so I was microwaving something, and I had enough time to watch soap opera for like 60 seconds. And, of course, one person is more beautiful than the next, and they just all happen to work at the same company, making Sparks or something. And I thought, would a soap opera featuring only average to below average looking people work? And why hasn't someone tried that? Or is that just what reality TV is?
There's not that many average-looking people on reality
I was
TV.
going to say most of them are
I'm just thinking of, what's that guy's name on 90 Days Fiancé?
Big Ed.
Big Ed.
Well, Big Ed is an exception.
The TLC reality shows are an exception because those are freak shows by design. But like the rest of reality TV is all hotties on top of baddies, and that's the way that's designed, right? It's designed because you want to look at hot people. And the reason that you wouldn't even try a soap opera with like average looking people on it is because a soap opera, by definition, it's a melodrama. You want to watch the lifestyles of the rich and the famous. You want to watch rich and hot having affairs with each other. And it's melodramatic
He
and
makes it sound dirty.
Spicy. It is. You can't go 3 scenes without 2 people in a.
Andrew.
You can't go 3
He's
scenes
totally
in a
right
soap
by
opera
that.
without having 2 people in bed at some point.
No,
you
you're
know what I
right.
mean? Like that's what a soap opera is.
You're right.
So you just would never even have one. It's like, well, they make a soap opera about like poor ugly people. It's
Ugly
like,
people get in bed?
no one's gonna watch that. They want to watch the lifestyles of the rich and the hot having spicy
let's-
affairs and stabbing each other in the back.
Let's
That's what
pitch-
soap operas are all about.
Let's pitch a new reality show. Instead of the Golden Bachelor, let's get the Average Bachelor.
I would watch that way more
The
than I
Average
would watch.
Bachelor, just an average-looking dude with a bunch of average-looking ladies, and then just do the Average Bachelorette.
I mean, I think Wheels has brought this up before because you and Susan watch a lot of the British shows.
Yeah, it's totally different.
It is. I think it's a reflection of American culture. Like, we are just taught from a very young age that the thing you should be shooting for in life is, like Andrew said, like you should be shooting for wealth, status, and beauty is obviously tied up in that. So you want to see beautiful people when you turn on the TV. In a place like Great Britain, maybe they don't have the same value system as us. You're going to see more normal looking people. And just like, hey, they're acting because they're actually a great actor, not necessarily just because they're pretty.
Yeah, I mean, they have their versions of that too. But if you just turn on a BBC show, just normal-looking people,
Man,
for the most part.
My television made me so happy last night. I loved Monster Quest. Loved it. And I didn't know there was a new version.
There is?
Yes.
Get out.
I watched the first episode last night.
Huh?
Yep.
Where's it at?
I think I had to pay for it on my
okay,
Amazon. I think it's on History Channel.
Okay.
But I was like, yeah, I smashed that button. Like, yeah, let's go.
So they have new?
Yep.
Like new looks at the same monsters or new monsters?
I mean, they may have some new monsters. This first one was like Bigfoot.
Okay.
Which was right up my alley, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was like 2026 sort of production values.
Gotcha.
So that was good.
All right. Got to check that out.
Yep.
Fun.
Gabe says, I miss ugly musicians and actors. See, I feel like we're living in the age of the ugly musician, at least. Like
Not pop stars.
Like, if you want to make it, be really fat. Like that, and it used to be the opposite. But now I feel like we've embraced it to the point like we prefer our musicians to be different looking. Maybe I'm just wrong.
When have you seen a really fat musician? I can't think of
like
one.
Jelly Roll, and there's a bunch of them in country music.
Jelly Roll went on Ozempic.
I know, I saw him.
He looks like a psycho. It's like a real terrifying
But that's
guy.
not like the pretty people in music. It's always been pop music.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
Yeah, you're
always
never
that
gonna
way.
see an ugly
that's
pop
gonna be
star.
that way.
Yeah, has there
But,
ever
like-
been an ugly pop star?
No, because you gotta be hot because part of pop music is the visual component, I think.
Because I mean, I can think of a lot of ugly rock stars.
Yeah.
If there were ugly pop stars, it would have been MTV, pre-music video, right? Pre that era. But I can't. Even then, I can't really think of one.
I mean, even back in like the 50s, like Fabian, and they're all good-looking people.
I wonder how Susan Boyle is doing. Voice of an
Why
angel.
would you bring her up?
Who's that?
I brought her up because she has the voice of an angel, but for whatever reason, never really took off that big, and it's because we are a shallow culture.
I actually think with Susan Boyle, it was that she could only sing like the one thing, and that style of music is just not very popular, right? So it's like she could sing like like a Gaelic opera song or whatever, like a really beautiful ballad, but that's not a popular style of music. So it's like it's nice to listen to every once in a while, but you're not going to bump it in the car on the way to work.
Somebody
for yourself.
is. Yeah, someone is. Right?
I guess Susan is.
Gabe's pointing out Paul Simon, Peter Gabriel, Meatloaf. Robert says Ed Sheeran.
I wouldn't put any of the guys listed from the 80s. Those aren't pop stars. Pop stars are like Madonna.
Yeah, Meatloaf was fat, but Paul Simon and
Prince.
Peter Gabriel. If Paul Simon's fat, talk about unrealistic
he was
beauty
just, he was
standards.
just ordinary looking, but I mean, he was more of a folk singer than a pop star. Peter Gabriel was more from the rock world.
I think Paul Simon's kind of handsome, but maybe that's just me.
Well, no, I think he's just a normal guy. Like, I don't think he's good or bad. I think he's just a normal guy.
He's super hot, Wheels.
All
Deal
right.
with it.
Fine.
He's a sex symbol.
Kind of, yeah. Okay.
In other news, physicists now say that time may not be real.
Tell that to all our bosses that are watching us on the clock.
Yeah, explain the doomsday clock then.
Yeah. Because we're at 85 seconds.
Yeah.
Time's
Get it
not
together.
real.
Sound.
What do you mean
Still have that
time's
sound.
not real? We experience the passing of time. We get older. Of course it's real.
Race, you still have that sound?
Yeah, I think we do. Should still be up there.
The breathless.
It is now 85 seconds to midnight. This is the closest the world has ever been to midnight.
Okay.
Why are you there then, lady? Go have sex or eat a pizza.
I know. If it's that close, we should all just be having a party.
Yeah, let's get naked.
What are we
We
doing?
have 85 seconds. Everyone look at this. Look at it.
You can tell, too, that like she was almost trying to put on the drama. Right. By the way, that right there is why people shouldn't read to each other.
Start your day with an edge.
Total Information AM.
It's like breakfast for your brain. I wake up, I turn on the news.
I gotta listen 3 or 4 times every day.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
I like to wake up with the news.
Total Information AM.
It's where I get my news. Traffic conditions and potential weather that's coming.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9.
I like to turn it on and just get caught up.
Where I get my news. The news, weather, and traffic.
On the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
How many of you think taxes will go up in the future? And if they do, who will get hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Thursday, February 19th or Tuesday, February 24th. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
St. Louis has a voice.
KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
That voice has shared our stories from headline to history.
Swing and a home run to left. The first major league home run for Albert Pujols.
Among those voices, Dan Deerdorf.
Good football town with a lot of good football fans, and they deserve better than to have both of our teams lead.
Working at KMOX is an honor and a responsibility to represent this community. It's one we take seriously. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
Let's go to Dave Murray's weather forecast.
It's a very cold Thursday afternoon. A fair amount of clouds, around 20 for the high. We're not going to move much from where we are right now. Then tonight, a little modified Alberta Clipper cold front comes by in the northwest flow. A lot of clouds tonight. And there'll be some light snow and snow flurries from time to time. Some spots could see a dusting, only because the ground is so cold. 2 for the low. On Friday, partly sunny, a very cold day. 15 degrees. Friday night, partly cloudy and 2. The weekend, Saturday, sunny and cold, 19 degrees. On Sunday, partly sunny, though clouds will tend to be on the increase, and 28 degrees. And I think we see another shot of some light snow and snow flurries around Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. That could be a little stronger system, though I want to stress it's not a big storm. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
This is it, the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, and the final chance to place your bets before the NFL season comes to an end. Super Bowl 60. And FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, going with the underdog, you're building one last same-game parlay, this is the time to make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season is over and football is officially done. So last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. FanDuel.com/Missouri and get started now. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
It's Mavs Pelicans basketball action tomorrow night as they take to the court to take on Dayton. Pre-game 6:45, tip at 7 on your home for Pelicans basketball. KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 1041 FM KMOX. Happy Thursday to you. Anytime we meet good people doing a good thing, we like to invite them on the show. And we had Rick and Michael, who we met at the Operation Food Search show this year. And they have Anna's Flying Pigs Foundation raising money for St. Jude's, and obviously a great cause. So we invited them in to talk about the foundation and some things coming up. Guys, take it away. Oh, yeah, just pull that right over to you. Move the pig. Right. There you go.
Okay.
So, yeah, just tell us, take it from the ground floor.
Okay. Well, I'd probably let Michael start with how Anna's Flying Pigs came about.
Okay.
Yeah. So Anna's Flying Pigs is funded in 2009 in memory of my sister, Anna. She was 4 years old when she passed away from a pediatric brain tumor. She had a rare brain tumor intersects within the brainstem. Anyway, she was a patient at St. Jude. And she lost her fight with cancer. We kind of wanted to get back, and my parents started this group in 2009 in memory of her. We call it Anna's Flying Pigs, and sorry, I'll try to, make a long story short here. Okay. But she used to, on the way to chemo or on the way to radiation, she used to see flying pigs in the clouds. And she'd say, "Look, Mom Pig, there's a flying pig." So after she passed, we wanted to kind of, my mom was always looking for like that sign, like where's, I want my own flying pig. And a family friend took some portraits of all of us before she passed, and we kind of knew it was going to be in the next few months. And once those pictures got posted on our website, my mom was scrolling through, and it was just beach pictures and all that, and then getting to us, and then clear as day, there's one picture of the beach above North Carolina, and there is a flying pig in the clouds.
Wow.
I'm clear as day.
Wow.
So that's kind of where the name came from.
Wow.
And now our entire house is adorned with flying pigs, and we've been raising money for them ever since.
So I'm not trying to make you cry here.
No, you're good.
But how, as a parent, that's the worst thing I can imagine. And as a sibling, how old were you when Anna passed?
I was 12 years old when she passed.
How did you process it? How did you get through it?
I mean, it was difficult. It's, it completely changed the dynamic of our family. Anna was a twin, and her sister Grace, working at WashU now. Like, I mean, all of us did different things. My parents started running, and that's actually kind of how we got into fundraising with St. Jude, because they signed up for the St. Jude Memphis Marathon, or half marathon at the time. And now it's me, we've got Rick, we've got, my other sisters, Grace and Megan, my wife, my aunts and uncles. My grandma comes out and does the race with us. And we started raising money, and that just kind of helped. Instead of taking something that could tear us apart, it just brought us all back together.
Yeah.
And kind of put focus on it so that other families didn't have to go through the same thing that we did.
So we all see the St. Jude commercials. And I know that in this day and age, everyone is very squinty about everything. But you can vouch they're the real deal.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, there's this moment that whenever we went down there, and, you go up to the help desk or whatever, and my mom takes out her checkbook, because, that's what you do at a hospital, take out your checkbook and brace for how many zeros are at the end of the bill. And the lady behind the counter is just like, no, and I put that away. You don't need that here. And it's, to this day, never been able to, write a check, to fill out a bill for them. It was always just everything's taken care of, and housing and food and everything there, and the whole treatment 100% taken care of. And we've talked to other patients and stuff there that, they've got very specific treatments, it's specific to just them. It's not just a general protocol, and every time's taken care of.
Yeah.
St. Jude is the most incredible hospital in the world.
Rach, Kevin, feel free to jump in here on this. We've all lost people to cancer in this room, and I'm sure in the listening audience. And it's so frustrating because I'm 61 years old, and for 61 years of my life, it's been, we're fighting cancer. Now we have AI, and we can make anything happen that we want to make happen. But we just can't get this one. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just so frustrating.
So my mom and I were talking about this just a few months ago. So the type of cancer that she had, it was diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma, DIPG. At the time, there was, it was a automatic diagnosis, you're it. That's it. You're gonna die from this cancer. Average life expectancy was 9 months. That's from diagnosis to when she passed was 9 months. And at the time, the longest life expectancy was 2 years. Just this past year, now 2024, there's one child known ever over in somewhere in Europe. He was in France, the only child to have this cancer to survive. He's now a couple years into remission, and it's oh my gosh, we're doing it. This is it. We finally hit that milestone of somebody has lived through this cancer.
Yeah.
Now we need more research. We need to figure out what was unique about him.
Yeah.
To figure this out. So yeah, St. Jude's all a part of making this happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I don't, when you think about progress, right? We always put progress in these big leaps. Eureka, I found it, electricity or whatever. But what we don't remember is the little baby steps that it took for that light bulb to come on, or for this case in France to be studied. And I know that's the frustrating part, because there's no quick fix. There's no big, discovery. It's little bit by little bit stacking up wins.
Jump. Yeah. You've got to hit these little milestones. And with pediatric cancer, no milestone's ever guaranteed, whether it's, making it to that remission standpoint, or you've got a little kid diagnosed with cancer, and you don't know if they're going to take their first steps. You don't know if they're going to, go backwards and never walk again. It's so every little milestone just becomes so much more important. through the research and just, being there for your kiddos.
Yeah. What do you remember about Anna?
Just the most just happy, charismatic little girl. There's this. We were all watching Wizard of Oz one time, and this always comes up whenever we talk about her. We were watching Wizard of Oz, and the flying monkeys come out, and Anna grabs my sister Grace, her twin. Geese, let's get out of here. And we talk about that all the time.
I would have knocked them both over.
At 3 years old, that's terrifying. Yeah. But yeah, we always said, if you need to find Anna, just look up. She was always climbing on something. She was just the most energetic, always getting into something. Just the life of the party.
Sweet.
So yeah, she's just incredible.
Rick, tell us about the ways people can help out.
So. I'm on Anna's Flying Pigs team. Very lucky and blessed to be on that team. The Bowers are an amazing group of people, amazing family. And I have, I'm really lucky because I probably have 100 friends that I wouldn't have had if I hadn't started running for St. Jude.
Very cool.
I met Anna's family through church. And I was looking through something this morning and it said Annie's Flying Pigs on my spreadsheet. I didn't even know at the time, I didn't even have the name right. But once I met them and found out what an amazing family they were, the fundraising just went crazy. We have some events coming up. The one I'd like to talk about today the most is probably the golf tournament.
Okay.
We have one every November, and it always sells out. It went so well that I decided to do a second one, which is crazy when you're a one-man committee. But
well, you have the votes.
Kind of relentless. So it's going to be Monday, April 20th at the courses at Forest Park. It's been hard to get down there and talk to golfers to try to talk them into it because nobody's been golfing in the last month.
Yeah.
So the first time out, it's always a little difficult to find, the players and the sponsors. So that would be a fun event. It'll be golf. It'll be golf cart, prizes, snacks and drinks on the course, a dinner, all kinds of things. It's just we'll have a silent auction. Looking for golfers and looking for sponsors. I always tell people if you aren't sure, ask your boss if they'd like to be a sponsor, and the higher levels get a free foursome, so then you can get your free golf.
That's great.
You can be in their foursomes. That's a smart way to play it with your boss.
Do you have silent auctions, live auctions?
We have a silent auction at every event.
Okay.
Yep. We have pickleball tournaments as well. Had one this past Saturday. We have another one coming up in April as well. They're all at Chicken and Pickle. They've been amazing to work with.
Yeah.
They're very giving. They have a give back night that they'll sponsor for me.
Yeah.
They donate court time for me for my tournaments.
Very cool.
All of that information I posted on my X. The links to all of the events, including an ambush night. If you have little kids and you want to get your team out for a bonding event, we have an Anna's Flying Pigs night at the ambush on February 7th. All of those links are on X. It's at RSCHROED99.
Okay.
And they can find it all there.
We'll put that on our social media.
Yeah. That'd be fantastic.
Let's do this. Wheels, if you're willing to do it, I'll cover a foursome at Whitmore, and 2 people can play with us.
Cool.
We'll give that away.
You don't. I'll just be the caddy because you don't want me to play.
You won't be the worst guy. I did mention I'm playing. So yeah, we'll do a foursome at Whitmore, and I'll cover it. And
you'll be our guest of honor. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
And what else do you guys have coming up this year? Real quick.
So we put all of our events on our Facebook page too. Anna's Flying Pigs. We've got our golf tournament. We've got pickleball. In May, we're doing our 17th annual barbecue. That's the fundraising event that kicked all of this off. We do rock and roll bingo, which sells out every year. So if you're interested in that, let us know. We've got a disc golf tournament coming up in September. Date isn't quite locked in yet, but that's at Quail Ridge. And then Rick had mentioned our fall golf tournament at Old Hickory.
Okay, we'll keep in touch with this. We'll promote that. You're doing good work.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Soulard is going to the dogs. Make sure to bring your four-legged friend to the streets of Soulard for the 33rd annual Purina Pet Parade, the world's largest costume pet parade. It all starts at 12th and Allen, Sunday, February 8th at 1 p.m. And KMOX's own Dave Glover will be leading the pack as the parade's Grand Marshal. Sign up today to march in the parade with your dog. The event supports Open Door Animal Sanctuary. For more details, PurinaPetParade.com. Don't miss this annual St. Louis Mardi Gras tradition, sponsored by Purina.
So, guys, about Neovitin, I talk about them all the time. You guys could probably do the live instead of me. It is the simplest thing in the world. You either are open to taking a vitamin supplement or you're not. Now, you may not be open because you're super into it, and you just don't think that a one-a-day vitamin can do anything for you. You take mega packs, and they're $500 a month, and trust me, I've been there, and I remember going to the doctor, and he said, what the hell are you doing? Like, your blood tests are insane. And I told him, and he's like, don't do that. You're just going to either urinate all the extra vitamins out, or it's going to hurt your organs. And this is back in like 1984. So if you're doing that, just be careful, because what we have is a multivitamin with 20 different ingredients, exactly what our doctors and scientists say that we need, including omega-3 fish oils. You take 2 a day. They cost less than $1 a day. A portion of every sale is going to go to cancer research. It was created in St. Louis. It's manufactured in the U.S. under the strictest guidelines. You can find it on the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs and online at neovitin.com.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed only $59.99. Saturday, March 7th at the Comfort Inn Westport Event Center in St. Louis. Weight loss hypnosis starts at 11 a.m. Registration at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts at 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 246. Got a cool new hat out of that.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Feels good. We'll do some Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, January 29th, back in the day. We'll go way back, 181 years ago. 1845, Edgar Allan Poe's classic poem, The Raven, was first published.
Nevermore.
That's only 71 years older than my new hospice patient.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Man, do you think about society back then? Like, can you imagine a poem being released today where everybody was like, dude, have you read this poem?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Right.
Quote The Raven.
Poe dropped a new one.
Yeah, he's blowing my mind. Let's see. 67 years ago in 1959, Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty premiered in L.A. I always liked that one. I love the animation in Sleeping Beauty.
I have seen so few of the Disney classics.
Oh, you're a boy.
Yeah.
The girls have seen them, you know. 64
Do you know
years.
how dark the original story is?
I don't know the original story. I
It's
guess.
so dark, I'm hesitant to say it on the air.
Really?
That's how dark it is.
Almost all of them have those origin stories that are really awful.
Yes.
Because they're all stories that are meant to scare kids.
Yeah.
And then Disney Disneyfies them.
Yeah.
64 years ago in 1962, Peter, Paul, and Mary signed their first recording contract. It was with Warner Brothers Records.
All for people enjoying that kind of music. Put me in a room with a Peter, Paul, and Mary CD and a knife, and it's over.
You're going to open the packaging on the CD and listen to it.
43 years ago in 1983, Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye peaked at number 3 on the singles chart. Mm-hmm.
And people say music's too dirty today.
Right.
30 years ago in 1996, Garth Brooks was a triple winner at the 23rd Annual American Music Awards. It was hosted by Jeff Foxworthy and Sinbad.
Both. Wow.
Man.
My niece Aura lived in the same little town as Garth, and her son, Jacob, really good musician, played in a duo with Garth's daughter.
That's fun.
Yeah, pretty cool.
What was her? Do you know her name?
I don't.
Little Garth and Trish. That's his wife's name.
Oh.
24 years ago in 2002, in his State of the Union address, President George W. Bush said that regimes that sponsor terror are the axis of evil. Iraq, Iran, North Korea. 20 years ago, in 2006, ABC World News Tonight co-anchor Bob Woodruff and his cameraman were seriously injured when their convoy was hit by an explosive device in Iraq. I don't remember that.
I kind of remember it.
And 17 years ago in 2009, Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich was impeached and removed from office for corruption. He solicited bribes for political appointments, including Barack Obama's vacant U.S. Senate seat after Obama was elected president in 2008. Rod was sentenced to 14 years in prison. He was released in February of 2020 when Donald Trump commuted his sentence.
Why? Why would you do that?
I think he just appreciated the support that old Rod was showing and said, all right, get out of here.
Probably said something nice, and then that's
all you need. Did you guys see that Trump said the death of Alex Preddy was tragic, but not as tragic as Renee Good because her parents were big fans of Trump? Yep.
I mean,
wait, he said that?
Yep.
Sounds like something he would say.
Yeah, par for the course.
He's like, big fans, big fans.
Yeah.
Always got to come back to him.
So true.
Well, that was my Throwback Thursday.
Hey, you know, the Bush thing made me think of a funny thing. Remember how he, he's talking about the axis of evil, and remember when he said he stared into Putin's soul?
Yeah.
And he said he's a good man.
Yeah, like I saw it in his eyes.
I saw it in his soul and looked in his eyes. Like, well, you missed that one.
Yeah, like I really don't have a lot of patience for politicians talking like that.
Yeah, I know.
Like, what? Okay, so your gut is telling you, so we're all just supposed to go along with your gut. Like, no, that's silly. You sound really silly.
Yeah.
You're talking to an entire nation right now.
Yeah.
You sound kind of dumb. Sorry.
More on the Alex Honnold climbing the Taipei Tower. Of course, I don't know why I didn't see this coming, but of course, there's tons of TikToks out there now saying it was fake. It was either AI or people saying, I can see the wire that he blah, blah, blah. People are trying to climb it now, and they can't even get up to the first floor. And then there are several climbers. This one, I could have grabbed the sound, but I'm like, no, it's just not enough. People aren't going to care enough. But basically saying, like, what he did was not that hard. He basically just climbed a really tall ladder. And in other Alex Honnold news, I saw him getting a medical exam, an MRI. His amygdala, which I don't know anything about amygdalas, but evidently that's where fear comes from.
What about the medulla oblongata?
Is tiny. His is tiny. And so he simply doesn't clock fear or excitement the way other people would. So things that we might find exciting, like a box of Entenmann's waxy chocolate donuts, doesn't do anything for him, but climbing up a cliff face does. I thought that was fascinating.
Things that excite us, like, I don't know, protecting our wife and children from
falling off a cliff.
The possibility of, like, you just dying for no real reason. He's like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and take that risk.
And evidently they paid him, he said, mid six figures. So let's say $500,000.
Okay.
For one of the biggest things they've ever had on Netflix.
He should have negotiated for a lot more.
I know. I guess he's like a free spirit. And
he's a dumb person.
I saw him give the explanation. And he said, well, I climbed the tower for free. I would have done that for free, but they paid me that much just to have the rights to show it. I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah, you have what we call leverage. Because if you don't climb, they got no show.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, can I talk to you guys about this Real ID business?
Sure.
So the Real ID thing is so funny to me because I don't know if you realize this. The Real ID debacle launched back in 2005.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So it was basically in response to the 9/11 attacks. They said, we need more security. We're going to have people get these special identification to just make things more secure. Well, originally, it was supposed to roll out in 2008, and it just kept getting pushed off. Then, COVID hits, it gets pushed off even further. It's just so funny to me that the government's narrative is like, you guys, seriously, listen to me. You have to get the ID or you cannot get on the plane. And we are serious. You can't. And then finally they put their foot down. They're like, 2025, you absolutely must do it. Or you pay $45, then you don't have to do it. It's like, guys, it makes no sense.
I mean, they are absolutely the parent that never follows through on a threat of punishment to their kid. What do you think the kid's going to do?
I know.
They're going to keep doing the thing because you're not giving them an incentive to not do the thing.
It's it is just hilarious that it's like, we are seriously, no. $45, yes, but otherwise, no.
I know. And I know that $45 pays for the extra check. So, but still, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How hard is it to do?
The check?
I didn't know that whole Real ID. I didn't find it to be very difficult at all.
Well, I mean, just next time you go get your license renewed, which everyone does after. I mean, everyone has had an opportunity since 2005 to do it.
You got yours?
A Real ID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not shocked or anything.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait. And don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'll tell you guys about my friend Charles D'Angelo. He was just on the show yesterday. You know him, even if you don't know that you know him. I'm sure you've seen him on shows. He's not just locally St. Louis famous, but nationally and internationally. And his list of clients reads like who's going to the Oscars or the Super Bowl. When he was a young man, he was 160 pounds overweight. And it was like literally going to kill him. He told the story how in the middle of a quiz, he got his heart was beating out of his chest and he was sweating. And so he just turned his life around. He's a super, super smart guy. I've known him for 20 years. And he has studied this. He has proven its success with thousands of clients. Yes, it's about weight loss. Yes, it's about getting in shape, changing your body, changing your mindset. But as he always says, the how is pretty simple. It really is. Take these steps and your body will respond to this. It's the follow through. We've all done it, right? We've all made exclamatory statements that we're going to do it this time. I really mean it. And then you don't, you fail. Charles can help you succeed. And he's not just going to scream at you and he's going to talk to you. I had an hour and 10-minute session with him the other day over Zoom, which is one of the best hours I've spent in the last few years. He was very insightful, very, very helpful. So yes, if you want to lose weight, you want to get in shape, you want to kind of get some control back over your life, spend 30 minutes with him. See what you think. You like the cut of his jib? You don't. You seem to get along? You don't. Seems like a fit? It doesn't. Reach out to him at charlesdangelo.com. That's charlesdangelo.com. I promise you're not going to be sorry you did.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
We can be twinsies.
to
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget. Thanks, Mom.
freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
What if every time you spent money, you saved money too? With Achieve It Checking from Together Credit Union, you can do just that. Every debit card purchase is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and the spare change goes right into your savings. And here's the best part. Together Credit Union boosts your progress by matching qualifying savings, up to $8 a month. It's a free checking account that helps you achieve more automatically. Learn more, or better yet, enroll today at togethercu.org. Together Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
This is Corey from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. There's never a good time for your heating system to stop working. If yours does, no matter what time or day, Air Comfort Service offers 24/7 emergency HVAC service. Contact our award-winning team for 5-star heating service and stay in your comfort zone. For heating and 24/7 emergency service, contact Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation at aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we've got 26 degrees. It feels like 21 downtown at the Arch. With the government shutdown deadline looming, Democrats are still pushing to restrict ICE operations as part of any funding deal. But Missouri Senator Eric Schmidt tells Fox Republicans aren't bluffing when they say those demands are non-starters.
To the extent the Democrats want to negotiate on kneecapping ICE from doing their jobs, that's a hell no from a lot of Republicans. It's not going to happen.
Schmidt says he's hopeful a shutdown can be avoided, but not if it means restricting the Department of Homeland Security. Iran's paramilitary Revolutionary Guard is listed as a terrorist organization by the European Union.
Kaja Kallas, the EU's foreign policy chief, said Thursday that the bloc's foreign ministers unanimously agreed on the designation. Earlier in the day, Kallas told reporters,
"If you act as a terrorist, you should also be treated as a terrorist."
The listing came after the 27-nation bloc sanctioned 15 Iranian officials, including commanders in its Revolutionary Guard, over the violent crackdown on protesters. Activists say the crackdown has seen over 6,300 people killed. I'm Karen Shamas.
If you're driving through Maplewood today, watch out for utility crews. Ameren trucks are working to replace a pole and transformers at Big Bend and Folk Avenue after a car crash destroyed the equipment this morning. The accident initially knocked out power to nearly 300 customers. About 90 are still without power. Ameren says it hopes to have the work finished by 4:30 this afternoon. 4 people have been rescued from the Merrimack River after a helicopter crash. Sullivan Fire Protection District tells KMOX the extent of injuries is not known right now. From the KMOX business desk, pump prices could be heading higher in the coming weeks. Business reporter Jason Brooks has more.
Oil prices are at their highest levels since last August on market concerns over potential supply disruptions if the U.S. goes through with President Trump's threat to attack Iran if the country doesn't agree to a new nuclear arms deal. In addition to geopolitical tensions, U.S. crude stockpiles plunged more than 2 million barrels last week, with a nasty winter storm disrupting U.S. production and refinery operations. Crude futures have rallied higher every day this week.
AAA says the average gallon of regular unleaded in the U.S. costs $2.87, down 24 cents compared to a year ago. Some of the lowest in the St. Louis area, according to Gas Buddy, around $2.34. Let's get an update of the St. Louis Business Index now. To Stifel we go, and Scott Bedell. Scott.
Good afternoon, Michael. Hello, everyone. A sizable sell-off among technology stocks drove the NASDAQ composite sharply lower today as that tech-heavy index fell 0.75% to 23,685. Elsewhere, the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 56 points, or just about 0.1%, to 49,071, while the S&P 500 slid 0.1% to 6,969. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index up 0.1% to 1,666. Some local winners among St. Louis stocks: Anheuser-Busch gained 2% at $71.28. Esco Electronics up 3% at $229.96. On the downside, Stifel Financial slipped 1.33% at $124.57. Amdocs fell just a little less than 1% at $81.07. And finally, Boeing lost 3%. They closed at $234.04. This has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
Gray winter skies across St. Louis on this Thursday afternoon. Clouds. We might see a little sun try to squeeze out. It's a very cold day with temperatures kind of hovering around 20 degrees. Tonight, a lot of clouds around, a little bit of light snow and snow flurries as a kind of a modified Alberta Clipper squeezes by in the northwest flow. Doesn't have a lot of moisture. Work with it, but we could see a dusting of snow in spots overnight as we fall down to 2. On Friday, partly sunny and very cold, 15. Friday night, 2 for the low. Saturday, sunny and 19 for the highs. On Sunday, partly sunny skies. Another one of these little modified Alberta Clippers kicking by in the northwest flow. I think Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening, we'll see some light snow and snow flurries around, and some small accumulations are possible, but that's a long way off. High temperature on Sunday, 28 degrees. Really just more bundle-up weather. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
It is 26. The feels like is 21 degrees. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS and KMOX. Happy sunny Thursday out there. Dave Murray will join us in about half an hour. I think we're getting really, really cold tonight and over the weekend again, so there you go. Our buddy Janelle is here with us. I always get in trouble for not reintroducing our guests, and Steve was like Janelle, I don't even know what her last name is. I'm like, I'm not sure she wants her last.
Yeah, let's
not
do that.
Right.
I mean, you can.
Out of Festus,
I don't even know.
Maple Street.
I don't even know what her address is. I don't feel like I know Janelle at all.
It's okay. It's just, I would just say sometimes being a girl online, it's not
I don't
always
blame
the best thing to do.
It's a good shacket.
Thank you.
Have you ever thought about like a nom de plume?
I do. It's Holy L.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, Janelle Popcorns.
You ever thought about a name that's not really you, but everyone knows you by it?
www.holyl.com. There, you can find me right there.
We should have just turned the mics on when you and Wheels were talking. You guys have covered some ground.
Oh, well, we started with the new Game of Thrones show, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which is really good. Very low-key show. Very quick episodes. They're like 40 minutes a piece.
Do you have to have watched the whole GOT?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You probably appreciate it more when you pick up some of the Easter eggs, but you don't need to at all.
Yeah, it's 100 years before the Game of Thrones story kicks off. It's just really enjoyable. But the opening scenes in the first 2 episodes, there's only been 2 episodes, and one was in the most, I guess, well, it's not figurative and literal. It's both that they were kind of pooping on the whole Game of Thrones theme song with it. It's so iconic when you hear that music rolling, and they immediately cut it off with a bathroom scene, cut the song off. Yeah, and then the second episode, it opened introducing us to Sir Arlen.
The old knight.
Who apparently was swinging 2 swords at that time.
Yeah, he's full on Nakey. And
oh, okay. I thought
you're
that's what you
seeing-
meant.
You're seeing the whole deal.
All
Yeah,
right.
it was a,
And it's
we're living in
It's a lot.
really wienerish time right now.
It was pretty.
Zombies are showing up.
It was snow depth, like length.
Yeah, you could have measured our recent snow.
Yes.
By the member.
Okay. So, men have finally caught up with women.
Yeah, at least in Game of Thrones
Actually,
universe.
that's what I said.
Could you show a normal one every now and then?
No.
Like,
well, that's not true. That's not true because
that's bad press.
Wait, that's not normal?
Okay. I meant a little smaller by normal.
Yeah. So, I mean, I will say in this. It's such a bad. I wish it wasn't the Bone Temple that I was about to talk about, but it is. Yeah. I mean, Rafe is naked in it, and he's a normal guy.
Yep.
That's all right. I haven't seen it yet, so
Yeah.
I'm not up on my wieners.
Well, up on them.
It's definitely more. You're right, Dave. It is a more wienerish time.
It really is. It's very beardy and very wienerish.
But I did say to him, it's equaling out very well because Game of Thrones was always very heavily on the female nudity on that show.
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of like the tables have been turned, and now we're seeing a lot of
now we're getting it.
Jousting.
Now we know how this feels.
A couple of kickstands.
And then we were discussing the We Are the World documentary on Netflix. It's a few years old, but it's really good. It's about
how many penises are in that?
Just Kenny Rogers.
Give me a second, and I'll count for you.
Kenny Rogers Soja's roaster.
You mean literally or figuratively? Because figuratively a lot.
Right.
Literally
There
none.
were several men involved in that production, yes. But it was about one. They only had one night to get that done. It was the night of the Grammys when they knew everybody would be
what a story.
In one central location, and that how they had to film after the Grammys was over. I mean, so you figured like not until
And they just do it secretly.
Yeah, it wasn't until 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night, and it went on until early
All-nighter.
morning.
Yeah.
And them just having to get all these different voices together and paired up, and they were kind of writing it on the spot, and it's very good for anybody out there that wants to see it.
Again, I joked I hate the song. I think it's dumb, but it's a great documentary. And it's a good message. Don't get me wrong. It's just kind of a cheeseball song, right? Like they made up the lyrics literally on the fly, so it's obviously not super well thought out.
I like the part in the documentary where like Bob Dylan was really struggling.
Yes.
Because
he's very shy.
He's like a rock
He's
star.
super shy. He's not fitting in with any of these like,
Right.
pop stars, and let's be real. He doesn't have the greatest voice.
I was
going to
say there's a reason for
Who
this.
was it that pumped him up?
It was Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder pumped him up. He's like, bro, let's. It was so cool.
He requested that if anybody he wanted everybody else out of the room. Like nobody else could. Everybody else was, paired with three different people, and he wanted everybody out of the room, and the only person that was allowed to stay was Stevie Wonder with him at the piano.
Yeah.
It's very good. It's a very good documentary.
And you wouldn't think that somebody that's performed like that would be like nervous, but he was nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I mean it's Diana Ross and Michael Jackson and Steve Perry and all these people are huge.
Yeah. And I was just making a comment that I think I don't, like I said, I'll follow my sword. I don't listen to a lot of pop music out right now, but the variations in people's voices that were popular at that time is just
great
so
time.
great to hear, like Bruce Springsteen and then Steve Perry.
Who
and
would be there
Huey
if we
Lewis.
made it today?
I have no idea.
Taylor Swift.
Sabrina Carpenter, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran would definitely be there. Who else?
And the rest.
And the rest of those folks. Machine Gun Kelly, would he be there?
Maybe.
I wonder if they'll ever try it again.
Youngblood.
I don't.
We'll just sing Imagine over Zoom and call it a day.
Man.
Good call.
That's the modern version of it. Like,
That was worse than the virus.
Yeah, it's
That
like you guys
was
are
the
supposed
virus.
to make us feel better.
God. Gal Gadot.
Yeah, she's known for her voice.
Remember
oh, yeah.
Madonna in her
Bathtub, yes.
I want to say she was in a bathtub of milk, but I may have just fantasized that. But
I don't know. Nothing would surprise me.
yeah.
No. So, anyways, that's what.
Was she in The Real of the World? She
No,
wasn't
she
in
was
that,
not.
right?
Mm-mm.
She hadn't. That was before she got to be a star, or was
I
that
think she was a star then.
I think she was.
she just didn't want? Because there were a few, like Prince didn't want to do it.
Right. Yeah.
They wanted him to do it, and he didn't want to do it, and I don't remember why. They explained it in
That's
the
a very
show.
Prince thing.
Yeah, because he was like scheduled to show up and then didn't show up.
Something like that,
Am I
yeah.
remembering that right?
Yeah. But really good documentary. Like I said, you get to hear everybody's voices. A lot of people are
so
interviewed
good,
in it.
yeah.
I bet the people who didn't show up really regretted it.
Absolutely. How can you not?
Yeah.
Especially when you find out like how much, I know it wasn't always easy because they were getting miserable there for a lot of the times because it was 4:00 in the morning and they were tired. But like you could still see they had a really, like foxhole mentality. Like they were really getting into it and having a good time being around each other.
Yeah, I was going to say being around, like not having those normal interactions. Like they would have them at the Grammys and things like that. But just being one-on-one and getting to sing with them and harmonizing, I think a lot of them enjoyed.
Yeah, that's cool. What have you seen since we saw you?
So this week we've got Send Help and Shelter are out at the theaters. Send Help is the Rachel McAdams, Dylan O'Brien movie. It is, for anybody that sees the trailer, I think is going to be a little bit of a disappointment when they go see the movie because it's kind of marketed as a horror movie for all the trailers that I've seen. And so having seen the trailer and going into it, expected it to be really intense. And it's more of a dark comedy. It has moments of, I would say of a horror element, but I think you're really expecting to see, what's the movie with Misery with Kathy Bates? You're expecting to go in and see that, and you're not really getting it. You're getting more Castaway and kind of some of it is jokes. But it's okay. I mean, they spend the first 25 minutes trying to make you believe that Rachel McAdams is awkward and ugly. And you're just like, okay, you're spending way too much. We're never going to buy this, so let's just move on with the story. So, I mean, overall good. I wouldn't pay more than $5 or $6 for it. I wouldn't certainly pay full price for it. The one I enjoyed is, I will, again, follow my sword here. I love empty calorie popcorn movies, and Jason Statham puts them out.
You love them.
I really do. Like, I know that's like not a good gauge of whether it's a good movie or not, but it's entertaining. There's a lot of plot holes in the movie, but basically it's just 58-year-old Jason Statham kicking people in the face, and it's fine by me.
Yeah.
I don't expect anything more, but I actually enjoyed that one more than I enjoyed Send Help. And then you have on streaming The Wrecking Crew with Jason Momoa and David Bautista on Prime. And I can't wait for Wheeler to watch this movie. It has everything that he enjoys, but it is just not good.
A little bit of Jason Momoa goes a really long way for me.
Yeah, he's fine, but I think he's fine more as a secondary
They're
person.
great. I will say this. Their chemistry
Are
is
they
great.
good together?
They're good together.
I also saw they have Boba Fett in there.
Yes. But it's
Not the character Boba Fett, the actor, whose name I'm spacing on right now.
I can't remember it either. But it's a very predictable plot. It's the CGI's not great. Again, just massive plot holes that you could drive a truck through. But I mean, if you're nothing better is on TV, sure. I mean,
Did we talk about RIP? I forgot.
The RIP?
Yeah,
I mean,
the RIP.
That if you would have taken a shot every time they said the RIP, that you would have been
It's
dead.
kind of like catching fire again, at least on my TikTok.
Okay.
Just because people are saying, "Oh my God, someone described it as a parody of a Netflix movie."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people are
Dressed up
going to
as a
see it
Netflix
just
movie.
for that.
And I think, especially with Matt Damon coming out ahead, like we talked
Yeah.
about, coming out ahead of time before that movie dropped and saying, this is how he didn't say dumbing down the movies, but he's basically saying, we're trying to appeal to the distracted.
Yes.
And
which is pretty genius.
It's
not great movie making, but it's pretty good marketing.
I mean,
Is it a good idea to say it?
Yeah, that's the wrong word. It's not good marketing. It's good practically.
Yeah.
I don't think it was good for him to say it because then once you do watch the movie, you're like,
That's all you can think.
You're watching the formula play out in front of you, which is a little rough because then once that's in your head, then you do get used to, then you start to recognize it in other films you're seeing on streaming, like The Wrecking Crew and other movies that might be out. You're just like, oh, they're doing if you're paying attention, you might be like, great, that's fantastic. I can scroll through my phone and watch this movie at the same time. But
let me tell you guys about John Moriarty at E3 Wealth. Swing a dead cat, and you're going to hit a financial planner who's going to take you to the Pancake Ranch and tell you about whole life insurance. If you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, it is much, much more difficult to find a financial planner, to find a business coach, but you have found them. with John Moriarty at E3 Wealth. I've known John for the better part of 20 years. I just really like John. He used to do a show down at 97.1. He'd be on with me all the time. Baseball player, pitcher, just good all-around St. Louis dude, but just happens to have a special sort of genius for financial planning and business coaching when it comes to business owners and entrepreneurs. You guys are lucky. I know it's a difficult way to make a living, and you only eat what you kill, and you pay your taxes quarterly and stuff. I've been there. I've done it. It's not an easy life, but you have so many more arrows you can shoot at things like taxes and investments and such. It's just a conversation. Have a cup of coffee with him. See what you think. Just go to e3wealth.com to set it up.
Hi, this is Jill Schlesinger, CBS News business analyst, certified financial planner, and the host of the Jill on Money podcast. With the new year upon us, there's no better time to take control of your financial life. And the Jill on Money podcast is here to help. It's your questions that make it possible for me to provide unconventional and, I hope, entertaining insights on your money and, more importantly, on your life. Follow and listen to Jill on Money wherever you get your podcasts.
It's about time pros had one partner for the whole job. Why juggle 10 different suppliers when one can do it all? At the Home Depot, you'll save with pricing built for pros. You'll stay on track with job site deliveries, scheduled, next day, or same day. And you'll get every size, every finish, every job lot quantity you need. One partner for the entire job. That's how pros get more done. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
In times that feel uncertain, music can bring us together. Join the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra for Prokofiev and Child's Anthems of Resilience. Experience a shared journey of hope through Prokofiev's Symphony No. 5, Rena Esmail's Remember, and Billy Child's Diaspora, featuring saxophonist Stephen Banks. February 6th and 7th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
St. Louis has a voice.
KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
That voice has shared our stories from headline to history.
In afternoon programming for American radio. The program is called At Your Service.
Among those voices, Mike Kelly.
Kaufman at the 11. Kaufman hurdles a man at the 5, fighting for the end zone. Touchdown, Missouri!
Working at KMOX is an honor and a responsibility to represent this community. It's one we take seriously. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
100 years of service and still at your service. KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS 322. Dave Murray coming up in about 15 minutes. Janelle hanging out with us, going to do DGS Happy Hour. But before I throw it to the guys, I saw that one guy who voted against Belichick for the Hall of Fame.
That was Vahe Gregorian.
Yeah.
Used to be with the Post-Dispatch, now the Kansas City Star. Yeah.
And as I understand it, he was saying, I only have so many votes, and there were some players that this was their last chance. Yep. I know Belichick's going to get in, and that's why I did it.
That's a big part of the problem is the process with getting to the finalists, right? So you have 50 voters in there, but they're not allowed to vote. They're only allowed to vote for a limited number of people. So they can't vote for everybody they think is a Hall of Famer. They can pick 3. And then from that, you have to get 80%. So you've got 50 people. Each of them can only pick 3 of the candidates. And that's where, and then from that limitation, you have to get 80. You have to end up with 40 plus. So what you end up with is guys like the way, and I give Vahe a lot of credit because he wrote a column about it. He explained it, and it's a sensible thing because you're looking at one case, a guy that's going to get in, but he put guys on there that might not, but they need support. They need to get on the ballot and to get voted on because they won't get in if they don't get that. And that's part of the flaw in the system. But at the same time, I find it hard to believe that many people left Bill Belichick off for that reason.
For that reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. It's a fair explanation.
Yeah.
And it is exposing a flaw in the Pro Football Hall of Fame's process.
I've not heard any voters own it, but I've heard a lot of real guys from different outlets say this is probably a 1-year punishment for the cheating.
Probably, but again, the owner of the team is on the ballot for 2026. Why is he not connected to the cheating? And by the way, that same owner also got arrested and was charged with soliciting prostitution for going to get a massage. Now, those charges were dropped because the way that the evidence was the video evidence was collected was against the law. So rightfully, the charges are dropped because they broke the law in the way they did that.
Damage pretty much done, though.
But the fact is that he was going to a massage parlor that was involved in human trafficking. And the people running the massage parlor all went to jail for human trafficking. They were bringing people over basically as indentured servants.
I did not know that.
And we don't know that he knew that, but he was involved he was there. He was caught there. He apologized for it. He knows what he did. He just didn't get charged because of the legal technicality. And again, that's right. If there's a problem with gathering evidence correctly, if it's done illegally, well, then it shouldn't be held against you. But he still admitted to being there and apologized to his family and all that. So he's got that and the connection to any cheating because he owned the team. He's in. He's on the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
So why is that standard only? Is that standard going to apply to Tom Brady when his time comes up?
It might be because I think that a lot of people thought they weren't punished, and so I know it's
they were just not very much.
Right. It was a very weak punishment, and even this is a very weak punishment, but it's a way of it's their protest, and again, they have that right, and I just feel like some people are like, no, this is going to be my way of getting back at you.
Yeah, I don't like using your votes that way. Because then it opens the door for people. Well, I like this guy, so now I'm going to give him a vote because I like him and he was a good guy. That's not how you vote for someone. You vote on the career and the sum total of the career. So if Bill Belichick was a borderline guy, all right, well, that can be something. He's not borderline. He's got 6 Super Bowls.
Go ahead.
You don't think that's the reason like David Ortiz got in over like I'm blanking on Barry Bonds, because one of them was very nice to the press and it had a kind of a basically decent relationship with, and Barry Bonds was known for not.
There's no question that's a part of it, but it's the bigger part of it is that Ortiz, the only way we heard his name was through a leak that wasn't supposed to happen, right? There wasn't extensive reporting about David Ortiz. It was, we're going to do anonymous testing and nobody's going to know about it, and then somebody leaked that.
But it was still acute. I mean, it's still at the end of the day, it's still steroids.
To me, it's totally hypocritical. If David Ortiz is in, Barry Bonds should be in.
But you think it's the reason is because of the relationships between them.
I think it's part of it, and I think that's wrong.
Yeah.
Do you have any type of equation in your head for how much an OG like Belichick would have to cheat for you to say no? Because he obviously cheated.
Yeah, I think and Jimmy Johnson kind of addressed this. So Jimmy's obviously in the Hall of Fame. And he basically said, look, everybody's trying to cheat in the way that they did. Everybody's doing it. They got caught. He got punished. They got fined. They lost a first-round draft pick over it. And that was the league's punishment.
But yank.
And if we're gonna argue that everything he did was somehow jaded by getting caught cheating in that one particular incident, because the Deflategate had nothing to do with the coach. That was all Tom Brady. That's not a Bill Belichick thing. He wouldn't be anywhere near that. No coach would be. That's up to the football player and the equipment guys. So you've got.
Did Brady admit that?
What's that?
Deflategate?
No. I think what they ended up settling on was he just told them to make the ball the way he likes it. He didn't realize it was below
what a puss.
The standard. I mean, well, he destroyed his phone during the investigation. They were investigating and he destroyed his phone.
It's like me saying, well, I told Andrew, wink, wink, you know how I like it.
Yeah.
Which I have said.
Yeah.
Let me quickly tell you guys about Universal Windows Direct. It's all about the deal, because if you don't trust me, that they have good windows, then who cares? They could buy one, get 15 free. It wouldn't matter. But I hope you have enough trust in me that after 25 years, I'm representing the best people in every category. Great windows, great guarantee, great warranties, and a really, really great deal coming right out of the chute in 2026. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows for free. 0% interest financing for 60 months, so you can spread out your payments over 5 years, same as cash. $1,000 off of your entire project at the end. And at the end, you're going to get a voucher for a vacation for you and your family from Destination Motivation. 314-334-2522 or universalwindowsdirect.com.
Start your day with an edge.
Total Information AM.
It's like breakfast for your brain. I wake up, I turn on the news.
I gotta listen 3 or 4 times every day.
Debbie Monterey, Megan Lynch, Tom Ackerman.
I like to wake up with the news.
Total Information AM.
It's where I get my news. Traffic conditions and potential weather that's coming.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9.
I like to turn it on and just get caught up.
Where I get my news. The news, weather, and traffic.
On the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Taking care of your health should be simple. And with the Neovitin monthly subscription, it finally is. Choose your doctor-formulated multivitamin and we'll deliver it straight to your door every month. No more running out, no more remembering to reorder, just consistent nutrition made easy. Plus, subscribers save 10% every month and can pause or cancel at any time. Visit neovitin.com and start your subscription today. Neovitin, trusted nutrition every day.
Traffic from the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
Well, the second afternoon in a row with trouble on southbound 270 before 55. Another injury crash this afternoon. This one's blocking, well, it's sort of hard to say, multiple lanes. There's 2 different crashes just before you get to 55. Most of it's over in the right lanes. But anyway, South 270 is slow, south of 364 through Manchester. But then it jams just south of 44 down to the crash just before 55. We got a crash at westbound 70. They're clearing at Lindbergh, but traffic's jammed almost back to the inner belt because of that one. Then it's still slow, Zumbell out to Cave Springs and backed up from A through 61 for the final push out west. Westbound 64 Science Center out through McCausland is bogged down. It's slow from Lindbergh out to 270, but it looks great out west of 270. Southbound 55 down through Arsenal Bates. You've got the usual delays running through that stretch. I'm Roger Brand in the michaelsflooringoutlet.com traffic center.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-507-9701. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-507-9701. That's 800-507-9701. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's Nams Pelicans basketball action tomorrow night as they take to the court to take on Dayton. Pre-game 6:45, tip at 7 on your home for Pelicans basketball. KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Happy Thursday. It's been pretty sunny out there, kind of overcast now. Dave Murray joins us from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk. Hello, Dave.
Hello there. Yeah, there's actually a band, as we talked about yesterday, a little band of light snow coming down from the north. It's almost running parallel with I-70 right now. Struggling, dry air, but it's going to get here. And I would say between, let's say 4 let's say 5 o'clock this afternoon and 8 o'clock tonight, there should be some light snow and snow flurries around. A dusting maybe, only because the air is so cold. And there could be a couple of slick spots on the roads. They've been hit pretty hard with salt and chemicals and stuff, though.
Yeah. I thought I was smart today, but then I realized it's not really that smart. But I was dragging my trash can, because it's trash day, and I had to drag it across the snow, of course, because I didn't shovel the neighborhood. And I thought,
shame on you.
I always thought that snow always got hard and crusty after a couple of days, and I realized this one didn't because it was dry, and I was like,
"Yep,
genius."
There you go.
Right?
Thank you.
Speaking of being smart, you know what's coming up this weekend?
What's that?
The full moon is Sunday night. The full snow moon. Also Groundhog Day on Monday and Weatherman's Day on Thursday.
What do you think Groundhog Day, Dave?
Well, it's a rat. Let's see.
I knew my boy wouldn't let me down.
I love it, Dave.
I knew it.
I like the groundhog, but I think the people are the stupid ones.
Right.
Yes.
The groundhog's just doing nothing.
Leave him alone, man.
I know, you pull
alone.
this poor thing
living.
out of hibernation, get him out in the cold and throw him up into these lights.
And he's like,
it's amazing they don't bite somebody every single time.
Did you hear him slip Weatherman's Day in there?
That was a
and Weatherman's Day, I don't know, usually you give gifts. I don't know.
Yeah, do we give gifts on Weatherman's Day, Dave?
Absolutely.
What gifts do you get for weathermen? Do you get like galoshes?
Always nice to get a barometer.
Umbrellas?
Barometer.
It reminds me, there's John Malkovich hosted SNL in like 2007, 2008. And there's this great sketch of him and Fred Armisen playing brothers on Christmas Eve. And all they want for Christmas is a calculator. And they keep saying it like that. It's so cute and funny. But like you could just slide the barometer in there.
I was obsessed with my dad's Texas Instrument calculator he used for the taxes.
You sound like the sketch, Dave.
I would just.
Did it have the paper?
The what?
Did it have the paper?
The paper roll.
No, it didn't have that.
Those were great.
But when someone taught me that you could use numbers, turn it upside down to write boobs, oh my God.
Or hell.
I think that's why I did so poorly in school, because I could not look at a calculator as anything else again.
Right.
It was a writing machine from that point on that could only write
and
7734. Hell.
3 different dirty words.
I know this is an overused joke, but it's so true that all of us my age were told, now you need to learn it because you're not always going to have a calculator with you. And it's like, really? So
I got one on my phone, bro. I got one right here. I haven't added anything myself in years.
Yeah, right.
In their defense,
no, I'm just
they
kidding.
didn't. I haven't. They didn't know at the time that we were always going to have a calculator in our pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But it is very funny how that turned out.
Yeah. So Dave, go ahead, Dave.
You just got to sell those calculators back then.
Yeah.
Had to buy them. You had to buy them for school. Man, in
do they still
college
sell
and grad schools.
calculators? Do
Oh,
they?
yeah.
Okay.
They're expensive too. Those Texas Instruments, those were like $100.
I would say that you probably want like the classroom, you want that, not a phone, because the phone is too easy to cheat.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I saw an interesting story today. Makes sense because just the way with human innovation and invention and marketing, that there are new apps for basically college kids who use AI to use this app that kind of dumbs down the AI so that it seems like a college student may have written it even though they didn't put any work in.
It wouldn't just do the work.
I
It
say
seems like
that's
there's a lot of work to do no work.
It's a lot of work to get a grade you didn't deserve.
That's right. Remember, you're not always going to have AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and also in the real world, like when you're going to do a job, if you don't know the thing, you're not going to keep the job.
I did see some professors are going back to like writing. You have to write the answers down.
Write it out.
Yeah,
Show your work.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, we just poorly influenced Mitch.
I saw that. Mitch is going to go get that app.
Mitch said, thanks for that app, Dave. I'm going to cheat now.
Or they'll have oral exams, like one-on-one with them.
Ooh.
Yeah, see? That's not that. There are solutions to this whole cheating AI thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, teachers have been proven to use it too to make their syllabuses. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
But at least that's not really cheating. I mean, it's lazy, but it's not cheating.
The big thing with doctors.
That's how you improve it.
Big thing with doctors now, Dr. Knoyer alluded to this yesterday, is taking notes and writing up the reports and making the records have always been a big pain in the ass part of what doctors do. And now with permission from the patient, they just record it and AI writes it up, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which is okay with me.
I was at a surgeon's office today with Janice, and their computer went down. And he's talking into his iPhone. He goes, "Okay, we're going to do this the old way now, as far as taking notes." And
they
he
used
just
to have
had it on a
little,
recording.
Those little dictation.
Dictation.
They're not dictator.
The dictators.
Dictation.
They had a small mean man who took their notes.
There's Kim Jong-un in a pocket.
Little Mussolini.
It's diverticulitis. We'll vanquish it. Thank you, dictator. Dave, how's the weekend looking?
Cold. It's 15 tomorrow, cloudy in the morning. I think we can squeeze out some sun in the afternoon. 2 Friday night, 19 and sunny on Saturday. Saturday night, 3. Sunday, partly sunny, but clouds will take over Sunday afternoon. 28. There'll be some light snow and flurries late Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Could see another dusting out of that, but there's still no big storms in sight. However, temperatures are looking after Monday, looking a little bit better next week.
Okay. That's good news. Headlines, Rach?
Brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. Okay, so the former deputy in Illinois who fatally shot Sonia Massey in her own home after she called 911 is going to prison. He got 20 years. Now, he could get out in 10 because he could get day-for-day credit for good behavior. But Sonia Massey's family is extremely happy about this because he could have just gotten probation. And just to refresh your memory, this is the woman who had called 911 because she thought she had like an intruder outside her home. This police officer showed up. She had a history of mental illness. She was boiling water, and he told her to like put the pot she was holding down. And as she goes to put it down, he shot her.
I mean, it's across the room, too.
Yes.
There's body cam video.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like an alleged story. I mean,
right.
She's not within like boiling water throwing at you distance.
No.
Okay, the U.S. life expectancy has never been so high. It actually rose to 79 years in 2024. That's the highest mark in American history. And data suggests that there's going to be continued improvements when we finally get the numbers for 2025. So that's an estimate of the average numbers years a baby born in a given year might expect to live, given death rates at that time.
Is it babies born now?
Babies born in 2024. Their life expectancy.
Gosh, I would hope they'd live longer than 79 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I was picturing like, anyone born now, you're going to live 150 years with all the cyborgness we're going to have and stuff. So,
Tim Walz says, "I'm never seeking any office again.
Ooh.
Never again. There are other ways to serve, and I'll find them."
Yeah, he got pretty beat up. Sounds like he deserved some of it, but he took a pretty good beating.
And in light of Tim Walz, not running for governor again and then saying, like, never again, Senator Amy Klobuchar is jumping into the Minnesota governor's race.
I don't know. To me, I don't mind her personally. She seems like a very smart lady, but anyone who eats a Caesar salad with their comb, I don't want to see you in public office anymore.
You're a bit of a weirdo.
I'm a pretty dirty guy, and I've never been that hungry. Pull out the old Ace comb and...
Well, it's the fact that it was in front of her staff, too.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you capable of, Amy?
Yeah, what are you hiding?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing secret?
U.S. Olympians and Paralympians now have a $100 million incentive. So beginning with the Milan Cortina Winter Games next month, Wall Street financier Ross Stevens has announced he is going to give every U.S. Olympic and Paralympic athlete $200,000 per games. And you don't even have to have a podium finish. So $100,000 will be paid out later in life, either 20 years after an athlete's first qualifying Olympic appearance or at age 45, whichever is later. And then that other $100,000 is a guaranteed benefit for their families after the athlete's death. So, yeah, the gift totals $100 million, the largest donation in its history. I guess a lot of other nations cover this for their athletes. We don't in the United States. So a lot of Olympians, or maybe would-be Olympians, have to give up on their dreams because of the financial hardship of all of it. So I thought that was really cool. One more story for you guys. Elon Musk says that Tesla is going to stop producing its S and X models, and it's going to shift to making robots. So they're going to focus on robotaxis and humanoid robots. The S and the X were, helped move electric cars from the fringe into the mainstream. So it's a pretty big deal that they're giving up manufacturing this. But they say it's part of their overall shift to an autonomous future.
So we'll have better drivers on the road soon.
I mean, you do realize Elon's in charge, right? He had panels falling off of his trucks. Not sure I want to trust that guy with, automated cars.
Or robots.
Oh, my God. It's iRobot all over again.
Kicking our ass all the time.
These guys with, red glowing faces.
Yeah. This is not the way I pictured the robot revolution happening, but it's
it is.
pretty perfect.
It's the supervillain, right?
Richest guy in the world.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Dave. We appreciate it.
All righty.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got more trouble out there now with another crash. This time we've got one on eastbound Highway 70 just east of Hanley. It's an overturned vehicle. Looks like right now only the right lane is open and emergency crews are on the way, so this could get worse before it gets better. Again, it's eastbound 70 just east of Hanley. There's jam back through the Interbelt. They cleared the westbound crash right west of Cypress. There's still some heavy traffic past there from the airport, though. South 270, it's slow from Olive down through Manchester, but then you're bumper to bumper from south of Big Bend down to this crash. They managed to move everything over to the right-hand lanes, so the 3 left lanes are open, South 270 before 55, but again, still a solid jam because you've yet to completely wrap this one up. Westbound 64 Kings Highway out through Clayton's Kinkers backed up. It's a little slow at Ballas. It's slow west of Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70. South 170 bogs down. South to Delmar. North 170 from 70 up to Airport Road's busy. Southbound 55, the usual construction delays between Arsenal and Bates. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IBW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
Soulard is going to the dogs. Make sure to bring your four-legged friend to the streets of Soulard for the 33rd annual Purina Pet Parade, the world's largest costume pet parade. It all starts at 12th and Allen, Sunday, February 8th at 1 p.m. And KMOX's own Dave Glover will be leading the pack as the parade's Grand Marshal. Sign up today to march in the parade with your dog. The event supports Open Door Animal Sanctuary. For more details, PurinaPetParade.com. Don't miss this annual St. Louis Mardi Gras tradition. Sponsored by Purina. Big game, big screen, big energy at Ballpark Village, Sunday, February 8th. Enjoy the big game like you're in the end zone, featuring in-arena touchdown celebrations, band camps, contest VIP packages, and more hosted by RDJ and DJ Dex. Save up to $10 on tickets with code KMOX. Tickets and event details at stlballparkvillage.com/events. For more information, KMOX.com/events.
Join Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed only $59.99. Saturday, March 7th at the Comfort Inn Westport Event Center in St. Louis. Weight loss hypnosis starts at 11 a.m. Registration at 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking starts at 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide, our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Welcome back, DGS 348. Wheel, should I read that text exchange?
I mean, it's up to you if you want to make me, get a bigger head.
Michael Kelly texted me during the show, and he said, here's a question that pops in my head regularly. Is there ever an issue that Kevin doesn't have a reasoned argument or opinion of? He always has extended and well-thought-out thoughts on everything, super impressive. And I replied, never. It's because he has zero imagination or whimsy. It's like a guy with huge arms and chicken legs.
You say I have chicken legs?
No, just yes. Yeah. You have emotional chicken legs.
Oh, emotional. I'm like, I didn't think my legs were that chickeny.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they're not what they used to be.
You're just overdeveloped it with reason.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
Underdeveloped with whimsy.
Whimsy, yes. Who needs whimsy?
We do.
I like that the mental emotional stuff he doesn't get offended over. But if you say he's got actual chicken legs, he's like, what are you trying to say?
I mean,
what are you trying to say about chicken legs?
I hate to break it to you, but I don't really care.
No! Of course you don't.
Why would I?
What would you care about? What kind of criticism would you care about?
Oh, I don't think he'd care about any of it.
It's fine.
I like a bad
Because if
father.
I think you're full of crap, I think you're full of crap. And if it's real, I want to learn from it.
And then also in the break, Janelle suggested that Kevin needs an OnlyFans.
Yes.
So
not that kind.
Well, that's the thing.
there's,
OnlyFans was
only one
originally
kind.
supposed to just be
That's
like
a good
creators.
point. You're right. There's a lot of them. But you know what people think.
I know what people think.
Not
If you
just
say you need an
Okay,
OnlyFans,
fine.
it's always like, oh, you showing your feet?
I think at this point there's only one.
By the way, I would
kind.
show my
I don't
shirt.
think
Money,
a lot
that's
of
fine.
people are. I don't think anybody.
Sure.
Because
Okay.
remember, there was
Kevin-
the owner of OnlyFans was going to crack down on it.
Sure.
And he's like, no, I didn't want all this. And then it
Tried
turned
to.
out no one doesn't use it for that, and so he had to cave in, or else his company would have gone
You mean
under.
nobody's using it for hearing someone read to them?
Exactly.
Yes, let's be specific. I said that Kevin should have a subscription of some sort where he could read comics.
So it's on the topic of reading to people.
yes. Is there a non-sexual OnlyFans kind of a thing?
Patreon was a big one. Or
Yeah.
we could create a DGS Patreon and just do extra podcasts on there, and people could
Okay.
pay.
I mean,
for that.
if you're on Twitter,
There's a bunch of subscriptions like services.
Yeah.
It's just OnlyFans for whatever reason. I don't know if it just that's where everybody flocked to, or if there was some sort of specific advantage
I'm
to
sure
it.
they were just one of the few platforms that allows it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's if you're on Twitter, you'll see ads for OnlyFans, and it'll be like, watch me on OnlyFans to see my stand-up comedy. And it'll be somebody telling jokes.
It's just not what you typically
Yeah, I mean, so I think they want to be more than the other thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it's working for them.
Did you see the girl? I'm sure you did. It's pretty gross if you think about it. But she was a child influencer star.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're going to talk. Mhm.
And then on the day she turned 18,
Yep.
she opened her OnlyFans and made $3 million in 24 hours.
Jeez.
Yep.
Yikes.
Pretty gross.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, what does it say about the dudes who were?
No, just waiting for
I
it.
think we know what it says.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
It doesn't say anything great.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
If you're marking the day on the calendar,
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
There's a list you should probably be on.
Oh, I didn't ask you. Janelle, did you see the Melania movie?
Was I
You
paid?
saving that one?
but it's a
Was
masterpiece.
Was I paid to? No. I think the best review said that if it was shown on an airplane, you could still walk. People would still walk out.
Why would they think that was a good idea? I'm not trying to be
I don't.
Essie.
Yeah.
Because frankly, she's the Trump I like the most.
Yeah.
She seems to have the most sense of all of them combined. And I feel like she's made her deal, but she's also kind of hosed. So I don't hate Melania at all. But just why would anyone think that would take off?
I don't think anybody did outside
Why would
of that
Bezos
circle.
give it $75 million?
Yeah, I wonder.
Gee, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anybody outside that circle thought it was going to take off. I think it was just pretty in-house.
This is just like there are. I know that there are other versions of it, right? Like this is like a little vanity project.
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah, that it would have to be. I mean, it's probably no different than Bill Belichick letting his girlfriend on the sidelines of the football. I mean, you got something that a normal person wouldn't, and it's only because you were married to somebody rich and powerful.
Today's National Corn Chip Day.
I had some corn. Well, is a Frito a corn chip?
Yes. Yeah, to me, that's classic.
I had some chili cheese Fritos because Dave bought me a little bag from the E-Mart the other day. I didn't eat them, tucked them away in my drawer, and today I was like, I got the chili cheese.
Like a little rat.
Dude, they were so good. They were simply delightful.
It's also National Puzzle Day. How do we feel about puzzles?
I like them.
I don't. I wish I did. Boring. I would love to like puzzles, but I don't.
I'm boring. I like puzzles and Legos.
Legos are not boring.
It's a puzzle.
I like a 100-piece puzzle. That's more my speed.
Yeah.
I like
I like.
Give me 15 minutes.
I like those.
Right.
I like those old 5-piece puzzles that your kids have.
No kidding.
Oh, where's the piggy? There he is.
Okay.
I like those. It's done quick. Figured it out.
This is your cognitive test.
Horse.
Here's one for Rach and Andrew, fast food stuff. McDonald's officially is bringing back the Changeables Happy Meal from the 1980s. Anyone know what that is?
Nope.
Yeah, never heard of it. No
What
idea
is
what
it?
that is.
What is a Changeables?
It doesn't say.
Oh.
Don't know.
Changeables are toys that look like McDonald's menu items but can be reconfigured.
Oh, I love these.
Figures that look like robots or dinosaurs.
Oh,
Yeah,
so they're
I love
basically
these.
ripping off Transformers.
No, well, sort of.
A burger.
Sort of. It's also not exactly what I was thinking of. What I have is I have a set of little smiling happy McNuggets, and I can put them in like vampire clothes or mummy clothes.
Oh, I know what you're talking
I
about.
do know what you're talking
They are
about.
so cute. I do also have
I
a
do
couple
love
of
that statement,
the.
though.
I have a
few
couple of
little
the
nuggets.
switchy up guys, the little kind of transformery guys. I got a couple of those.
All right. Thank you, Janelle.
I love that statement.
Tell you guys about Mosby Building Arts, and I feel like all I do when I do this live endorsement is I'm just like so effusive and over the top, but it's Mosby Building Arts. I mean, they deserve that. If you have a great family generational business like Mosby has for decades,